Hey everyone. I'm just waiting. I got a special guest coming on. He's going to show up, so we're going to give him a round of applause. Just give me a second. This is for him. Hold on. Let me bring it up. I'm going to share it, and we're going to play it. And that's who we're going to have on. Our brother Stephen.
Boom! And here we is. And my multi-million dollar. Hey, Mr. Producer, could you bring that lighting down a little bit, please? Man. Woo! How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing?
Well, Cindy had to go. She said, well, she's working today anyway. She would have been on.
Slacker.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna send her an instant message on Facebook and tell her she's a slacker. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that.
Betty says she's got a headache. Michael doesn't even answer because he was going to come on. I don't know what happened to Grape Juice. You were supposed to see if he wanted to come on, but if you don't, it's okay.
I'll text Grape Juice and see, tell him I'm on, and let's see. What? Is this it? Yes. Hold on. I gotta reply to my lovely bride. There we go.
Okay, you replied to your lovely bride. Well, I started doing all this.
And as far as okay, we need to play the drinking game thing here. Here we go. Philip Barnett. He did after I said he asked what state you're from, and I said she's in Tennessee, and he said thank you. So
cool.
Anyway, and I got another report from somebody that Philip Barnett had prayed for, and for her son, and is coming to the Lord. And then I got another okay, and then the lady that he prayed for that had been in a coma for 3 months is now walking.
Amen.
And then there was another lady from Oklahoma, after hearing about her listen, when he was talking, of course, that was right around the time where he's talking about the the little 4-minute doctrine thing, but that he prayed, was praying, but she saw that, and she was in Oklahoma, and so I connected them, and Holy Spirit take it from there. And now she has gone to his church. They went and had dinner together, and his wife Masha rode with her, and they anyway, he anointed her with oil and prayed for her because she had, I don't know what illness, it was something serious, some kind of blockage or something. And she got up the next day and felt like it's all gone. Okay. And so she went ahead and went to go do the test or whatever, but they're just waiting on the report, what the hospital says. But
wow, that's awesome.
I mean, you just see all these different things. And like we talked about, on the last one, Agent Bay had called and he prayed for her, and then she got these jobs.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Yeah,
2 of them. One goes for her son and one goes for her. So it's like she got a double portion.
Exactly. And then with you, I believe that by faith or whatever, not whatever, by faith in Jesus' name.
Amen.
This is I don't know if he's reached out to you yet. He said thank you, so I'm sure he will. And I did tell him that you were one of the helpers. That because God had told him before August the 1st, God was going to send him helpers to get the prophecy out.
Right.
And so that's so I'm in expectation of a miracle for you as well.
Amen.
I have to why does my camera flip like that? It just there.
I see you.
There, now I can point the right way. And then
Okay.
that guy right there, he follows me everywhere.
So, as you can see behind me, everybody, I decide a new thing to start for Saturdays, which I will do Thursdays and Saturdays, and Stephen can come on whenever he wants. I thought maybe, my favorite animals are elephants and manatees, which that is what is behind me. So if you have a favorite animal that you want me to look up and study a little bit and tell you what it's about and stuff like that, go right ahead.
That's
because
awesome.
that's how I figured.
awesome.
Because
You know what? Having that, Barbara, having that behind you there, I mean, that is the wrong doctrine. And we're just going to need to, I don't know, maybe you're a tribulation saint. You know?
Yeah, I'm going to be swimming with the fishes. I get you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All the nonsense out here, man. I mean, but you know what?
Goodness.
I love everybody. And then that crazy guy, I sent you those videos.
Yeah, that guy's a nutcase.
I mean, literally, when I was looking on those videos, when I was looking into his eyes,
Mm-hmm.
he looks they were scary, like they were black. I mean, it was like
you could tell it's a demon in him. There is a demon in him. Yeah. That poor guy.
Amen.
Anyways, Cindy Ray, I wrote you down. I got your bear. So
yeah. Cindy Ray, she's slacker. She's not on here.
I told them you're supposed to come in, but you didn't show up. And
I know.
So we get it.
I'm sorry, Barbara. Since Cindy's not here, I'm out. Just kidding. I kid.
Oh, so much. I'm just checking because I asked Michael to come on. And
Michael Pels?
Yeah. But he
I love it, man. Maybe he would have some other crazy thing like he did that time with the Mandela effect, man. That just totally blew my mind, man. I had to go look up, and I was watching, and he sent me that video, man. And also he sent me a video of this guy. I forget what live we were on or whatever, or where he mentioned it. Could have been, I think it was Uptime. But anyway, he sent me, and it was this guy had like 11 million followers on just one of his YouTube channels. And then he just flipped the script and said, I've been changed. And Jesus, and he went through this whole brokenness over his ear, how he'd been bullied and made fun of all his life. And the whole time for years, I guess, since he's been doing it, he's always wearing a cap covering his ears. And everybody would always ask him, why are you wearing a hat?
Yeah, I think I remember that guy.
Yeah. And he totally flipped. And imagine the impact that he had on, with all of those people. And then after all the years of, just watching his family go to Disney World or this or that. And then he just goes, boop.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at that and I'm going, hallelujah. Hallelujah, man.
He's touching 11 million people right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right.
Anyways.
Hold on. Let me check. It's a good week.
So I figure I go on to, the disaster stuff. Things have changed. Oh my goodness. Like earthquakes. We only have a few of them, which is Indonesia had a 5.8. Philippines, which I was surprised that has a 5.0. New Guinea have 4.8. Fiji have 4.7. California, everywhere, has a 4.7. But see, in Monaco, they had a flooding of 100,000 people had to evacuate because they had flooding going on. Then you have the wildfires. Get this one. This is crazy. Malaysia had the wildfires, and so does Canada, which, they're the cold state. Well, cold country. So then we have El Salvador that had a volcanic magnitude of 4.3 quake there. So there's 220 disasters within 24 hours. I was like, what? That's a, it went from 1,555 earthquakes down to just 220. That's weird. You have nothing to say, huh, Stephen?
Say what? What'd you say?
You have anything to say about that?
Oh no, I just I mean, with the earthquakes, I mean, everything is just go. But see, it goes like boom, and then it'll go down to just like a slow thing. I mean, it's birth pains. That's what's happening,
Yeah.
And then because I remember in 2024 on January 1st, I was all those earthquakes just went boom, and then of course you get all excited, thinking, oh, this is it. The baby's about to be born, I mean, and then right after that, I guess it was February in 2024 that CJ Lubbock came out and said, he's been studying the calendar for decades. And for the first time, he said, this is the year that the last 7 starts. And he said, when, he didn't name a date or anything for the rapture, but that just sailed me right through 2024. And then it didn't happen. And then, of course, in March or April, whatever, that's when I saw Philip over on Off Grid saying it's not going to happen before November 14th, 2025. And I was like, oh, who is this guy now? Okay. Who is this guy? And so that's what, and that's when I went over and started I just started going through all of his prophecies, everything. And I was going, holy smokes. And then guess what happened? Joshua popped up on the scene and I got swept up in that.
Yeah.
Thinking the rapture, I'm like, okay, yeah, God told him, after November 14th, but this is going to be like Jonah, he told him he's going to destroy, and then it didn't happen quite that way. And I'm like, praise God, we're going up. But I always had that, and I wasn't affected nearly as much as everybody else.
Oh,
because I
mean,
knew about the word that had come forth, and I was like, man, but I still didn't sleep for 26 hours.
I know. Man. I mean, God turned it out for good, because now everybody started looking up the rapture and figuring out, gee, what is this? What are they talking about? A lot of people got saved.
Yep, they did. Hello, Andrea Hodges. Hello. I'm just looking through
Edward, and you got Andrea and Michael and Sherry. I don't know what happened to Kara. She was in here a minute ago.
Sherry. That was Journey's song, wasn't it? Steve Perry sang that. Sherry. I bet she's heard that a lot.
Yeah, I bet. So we're going to talk about manatees today, because I love elephants. I love manatees. And just to let you all know who just came in, I'm going to start doing animals every Saturday. So every Saturday at 1:00, if you have a favorite animal you want me to find out about and talk about, and this is what I'm going to put up. Okay, so let me go through this whole list, because I'm going to bring up a scripture. Let's bring up a scripture. Because
while you're bringing up the scripture, I mean, you got all the, all the animals and the fishes washing up on the beaches and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. This is, and the third part of the creatures which were in the sea had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. So think about, let me get that out of there. Think about it this way. I'm going to remove that. See, why do we look so small? I don't know. So wait, I know. Yeah, that works. Uh, so the reason why I brought that up is imagine, see, they were talking about how the animals are going to attack and kill people. And now you're
Yeah,
talking
the
about,
beasts of the field. Is that what you brought
right,
up?
right. No, I brought up the ones with the fish. The fish are going to all
Oh,
die.
oh,
And,
okay.
but, that's why I'm going to ask y'all if you have a favorite animal you want me to talk about. Because I know a lot about animals, unfortunately. I always wanted to be a vet. Let's put it that way. So I
Yeah.
learned about a lot of animals, and everybody's like, how do you know so much? And I'm like, because I love animals. So I figure I'll go through this whole list, do all of that, and then we can talk about it if you want to. List West India manatees. They have, that's including Florida. The Amazon has manatees, and West Africa has manatees. Of course, all know they eat grass and aquatic plants and water lettuce. They're slow moving and gentle and can stay underwater for several minutes, but need to breathe, so they have to come back up. And usually they're solitary animals, except for the moms. They like to stay with the babies. Amazon manatees, though, they're different from the regular ones in Florida because they stay in small groups from between 4 and 8. And get this one, this freaked me out. I said, oh boy, reproductive. They are pregnant for 12 to 13 months with only one calf, and closely related to elephants. And sailors and pirates called them mermaids of the sea. So there you go.
Amen.
See, so if you have an animal that you really like and you want to learn about it, I see a beagle. You mean your dog? A beagle dog. I take it. Sorry, Edward. Tell me what animals you want me to write out, and I'll look them all up. Most likely, I'll know what they are, where they came from, and I can tell you. There's some animals I didn't even know they live in the desert, and they don't need water. And it's not camels; it's a cat. There's a sand cat that doesn't need water. It uses the cactus as water. So, and Steven's got, a rooster.
Yeah. Did you just hear it?
Yeah.
I got my own sound effects here. I do. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I didn't get the memo on the animal thing, man. So,
Well, I didn't, I figure you'll find out when you get on here. But
oh yeah,
so
I like surprises. That's when. Yep.
Yeah, sand
Praise the
cats
Lord.
are vicious. Yep, and they're. But I knew somebody who had a sand cat, and she had to have sand everywhere to keep the cat. And they said, you can't keep that cat. It's supposed to be in the desert. So they said, I'm sorry, you're just going to have to let that cat go into the desert. But they put her in the sanctuary, and she was fine. So until she died way later, thank heavens. But tell me what your favorite dog, cat, bear, whatever. What about you, Stephen? Besides chickens and roosters and dogs and cats, do you have another one?
No, I can't say that I do.
I like elephants. It's trying to write down the next.
Oh man, I think I got something. Check this. Oh yeah, can you keep them talking a minute? There you go.
Yeah, sure.
Going.
Because
All
Andreas is also an attack cockatoo. Oh, really? I've never seen it. Well, no, I've seen a cockatoo, attack, but most of them I see them dancing and laughing and saying, Alexa, turn on the music. Oh, we got dolphin. That's a cool one.
Let's see. How do I share? This I uploaded in 2023, I believe. Let me look. When did I upload that? Go back. Anyway, all I know is it was in 2023. I'm not gonna try doing that. Let's see. Uh-oh, where were you? There we go. Dirty there. There we go. This one is my vicious raccoon that I caught in a trap.
Ooh.
Look at this. This is right outside my house, and he's in that. If you see that cage right there where my mouse is moving, check this out, man. When I start getting near him.
Ooh. Vicious little thing.
Anyway. There you go. Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, I can't remove that. You have to remove it. Okay.
I already did. But wow, yeah. We have here in our area, we have coyotes. We also have a bear, I think. We have goats, we have lambs, we have sheep, we have cows. And these are the things that got away from people's farms down the street. But, we got turkeys and deer and plenty of squirrels for Steven to play with.
Oh my goodness, man. Well, I don't know if when we lived back in Navasota, my little dog Buttercup, she there was a squirrel running around, and she finally caught the squirrel and was out in the carport, and my wife came out there and says, "Oh no, the squirrel!" And I said, Buttercup, leave that squirrel alone. I'm sure my wife's not watching. And then she went back in the house, and I said, "Get that squirrel." And he said, "Whoa!" And she finished the job. But
dear.
Well, I allowed her, because that's she'd been chasing that squirrel for probably 6 months, and I was like, "Hey, you go ahead and finish up." And then this was when my buddy Jimmy came down. This was probably 9 months ago, and he stays in my RV. I have a Winnebago out in the shop, and so one night, there was a possum out there, and it was like all up in there. I said, Jimmy, just stay right there. So, Jimmy saw me come back out there with a 22, and Jimmy started getting all nervous, man. And I'm like, don't worry about this. And so you didn't know you were coming down for a possum hunt, did you? And so we had this whole hoopla, going on. And anyway, the possum got it, caught some lead poisoning, and then there was another possum whenever he was down, I think a different time, and Buttercup just went out there and got a hold of that possum and was just shaking it like a rag, and I'm like, I didn't want her to get hurt, and I'm like, leave it alone, and so anyway, then that one met its demise too. And then just not even a week ago, there, Zoe is out there, and I'm doing something. I'm working in the shop, and I hear her start, and I can tell, when something's keying on something. Anyway, there was another possum, so ran back in the house, and and then there was no more possum. Yeah, I got a picture of that, but I don't think anybody wants to see it. But but anyway, that was there's never a dull moment of
not around your house.
Man, I know. I have a video, if you want to see this, of a and I felt bad for the little birdie, but the birdie did get away. I did let it loose at the end, but I'd set a bunch of mouse traps out there and around the chickens, and the bird had gotten caught in the mouse trap.
Oh.
And when I tried to approach, then the bird took off flying with the mouse trap, and then it got caught in a tree.
Oh no.
And I was like, and I finally I was able to get it and and turn it loose, the poor thing. But I was like, okay, a blackbird caught in a mouse trap, caught in a tree. Okay, you can't make this. There's never a dull moment here out on the farm. So, yes, I'll see if I can find that, man. I mean, I think y'all will think that's. But the bird was not harmed. I'm sure it had
it was able
a little bit of leg issues. But let me see if I can. For which channel is this? Which one? You keep going.
Okay.
Hey, we're talking about animals today, right? Let's go.
Yeah, we're talking about animals. Okay. Well, I've got 3 cats. Oh man, one of them's sleeping in here. Normally, he doesn't sleep in here when I'm doing lives or videos, but he's man, girl, you got a lot of animals. That's funny. But my cat never sleeps in here. But today, he wants to get away from my son who's vacuuming. I don't know what is it with cats and vacuums. My cats do not like bags or vacuums. Neither one. They don't like either one. Of course, there's a story about the bag when you're ready to let me know.
Okay, well, if y'all are ready, I have the video. It's 42 seconds.
All right. Which one is it on there now?
Yeah, I've already I changed it.
Is that it?
Yep. Let me see if I can make it bigger, as big as we can get it. There we go. Okay. Now, if you see it right there, that's the little y'all probably can't see my mouse, can you?
Yeah,
You can?
Yeah.
That's it right there. So,
okay.
Anyway, and I'm approaching it because I felt bad. And it.
Oh, poor baby.
I know.
But at least
and I'm gonna try to get it. Then it takes off.
Poor thing.
Blackbird caught by a mouse trap in a tree. Can't make this one up. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
That's an adventure. Oh, let me give you my adventure. My cat, my orange cat Nemo. I don't know what it is with him with bags, but he was walking one day. Those plastic bags you got. We use them for kitty litter. Well, he got his head stuck in the loop, the arm loop of the bag. He's running around the house like a madman, flying all over the place. I said, "Come back here. Let me get the bag off your head." And he's just running around. I'm like, "Get over here." Finally, he goes under the couch and comes out, and there's no bag. I'm like, "Where's the bag?" And I went underneath the couch, and there's the bag. Well, how dumb is my cat to next day do the same dang thing again? And I'm running after him all around the house. So now when he sees a bag, he starts running away from the bag.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, and now my other cat is like, they must have communicated, said, "That bag attacked me. Don't go near the bag when you hear it." So now every time I shake the bag, all the cats go running away.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it was funny because every single time he went under the couch and ripped it off and then came out, and I had to take it out from under the couch. And I'm like, how do you do it twice in a row? Look at this.
I don't know. I have no idea. How do you do it?
Deer give birth in my upper yard. Mama deer wanted to attack my Doberman. Ooh. and I in the yard at my house, and I had to call animal control to move them out. Oh, she's got a Doberman. I ain't coming to your house. I'm not coming to your house at all. You got Doberman. I'm not really afraid of dogs. It's just, the bigger one, because a friend of mine had one friend had a Malamute, and another one had I forgot what it was called. She showed it to me, and it's one of the biggest dogs you could ever see. It was huge. A Newfoundland. That thing can grow to 7 feet tall on its front, on all fours. That thing's
And what
scary.
is that? What?
A Newfoundland.
I don't even know. What is that?
It's a dog.
Oh wow, 7
Yeah.
feet tall.
Yeah. Because
I don't know about Newfoundland. Sounds more like Nephilim to me.
probably was.
Man.
But
Because back in the day, whenever, before the flood, because Job talks about, big animals and stuff like that. And there was a mingling of the seed back then. That's why the flood had to come and destroy everything. And so, you can, that's where I think that, that's why because the Nephilim or whatever had mingled with the seeds so bad it made all these distorted animals and all of this stuff. Now, whether or not those dinosaurs even actually existed like they have up there, because I've heard people say that they found a bone or two and then they just erected it into what they think it might have looked like. Right. And so I don't know what you don't know what's truth and what's you just don't know.
They figured out about dinosaurs that they don't look like reptilians. They actually look more like birds, and that they should have feathers on them instead of having all the reptile stuff on them. They said they're birds. They weren't reptiles. What I'm afraid of is those Komodo dragons. Those things are monsters. They'll eat you alive. They'll just eat you. Period. You're looking at something.
Oh yeah, no. All I'm doing is bringing up. I was just looking to see if it No, but I was looking to find out another video with my grandson feeding the ducks, and just to add to the genre here, but that wasn't it, and so yeah, I just need to search across the channel and just say ducks.
All right, you go play while I go talk. So my adventures with animals, oh boy, let me tell you. I rode a horse when I was 6, and I wasn't too scared because they had me on there, but after about 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, get me down. Get me down. This thing's too big. But I've seen some big horses. I've seen the ones that they had in the beer commercial, the Budweiser commercial, Clydesdales. Those things are monstrous, man. They can stand like huge. Heck with that. I'm like, what the heck is that thing? Is that a dinosaur or something? That thing is tall. It's almost as big as that dog I had to deal with. Ooh. But
wow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I have
another video.
Whenever you're ready. I mean, this is my grandson. We would when we lived in Spring, I would take him down. Of course, he's 18 years old, lives here with us now, but this is him, and would take him to feeding the ducks.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I'm on the wrong one. Share this tab instead.
Oh, there you go.
Geez, Steve, come on.
Now look, that's me. That's Bay. And we'll make the other one Cindy. You know, that one she can have fun with it.
I got it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that, and that one will go on for another minute, and then hold on. This is another. We're down there. Don't know. Let's see. Where are the ducks at? They're over there. So we were doing that, and then did I play this one? I don't think I played. Did I play that one already? Oh, did I play that one already?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's feeding the ducks. Anyway, that's it. Take it. You can take it down. I was just, hey, I'm just rolling with the flow. You know, we're talking about animals. So there's the ducks. And speaking of riding horses, Sherry, I love riding horses. You know, my wife and I, this was in 2012. Forget we were, but anyway, she used to ride horses when she was younger, and we went to Israel for 2 weeks, and I saw her ride a horse for the very first time. It was way cool in Israel. But yes, when I saw that, you know, I love riding horses. My wife does too, but she's been wanting to get a horse out here, and I'm like, those things they're hard. I mean, that's like a whole nother job to take care of a horse.
Yeah, it is. So anybody else got any more animals? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got 4. And there's only 3 people in the chat anyways, but that's okay. You'll see later on. When I put up last Thursday's video, we only had like 10. And when I looked at it again, it was 96. I'm like, what?
I know. You never know what the Holy Spirit's going to do. I mean, that's just nuts because, not to be bringing it up again, but it's the Azov Mina 2, Azovmina Prophecy 2. And, you know, I put it out there, and the thing now has like 4,400 views. And, you know, and I thought that was old news and I really hadn't fully watched those. And then whenever I started running them, I sat there and watched them myself. I was watching with everybody else. And I was like, holy smokes, what he said then, you know, whatever it is, it's happening right now. It's unfolding right now still. So anyway.
Wow. That's creepy.
Yeah, I know. Cool, when you start talking about the numbers start blowing up, and the same thing with my you know, the, 5-part prophecy reading. You know,
when I go look at the prophecies, it's on my channel. I'm like, wow, that's 153 people that are looking at this channel. I'm not even. So my channel went from 121 to 145. I'm like, that's pretty good for me because, you know, I'm not very popular right now.
Sure you are. In God's eyes, we're all popular. And so you're saying, so what you're referring to is one of the live prophecy things that was run.
Right.
Because there was something, I found out this new little thing on there, and it's called long string searches or something. I forget what it is, but it's very powerful. So like, you know how when somebody types into Google, you know, and they could be like,
they want to sit through
who is Philip Barnett and and they'll pop that up on Google. And so it's these, and so I started putting those in the description box, even though I'm rerunning these. And then I'm getting, and I started running that bar like you're running, and then I get emails, you know, where people are, you know, saying, like the lady in San Antonio that was like, my kids are lost in the world. Can you please send me the to the Texas Remnant? Because that's a private one. You know, I can't release that publicly. And so anyway, it's just mind numbing with the, like you were saying, with the numbers. You look at it there, and then all of a sudden,
It's
you
up.
know, the Holy Spirit takes it and does. I mean, and it's like whatever we're doing for the Lord, regardless, if we
Yeah.
don't move and do something, he's
Mhm.
got nothing to work with. And I don't care if
Right.
it's your videos talking about animals and
Yeah.
Jesus and everything else,
Yeah.
or whatever they are. I mean, we just have to move. And
Right.
then the Holy Spirit's like, okay, now I got something to work with, instead of you just sitting there on your duff, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But I do, what I did was I took a chance, let's put it that way, and I put Derek's Bible study on my Facebook to see what it would do. I haven't seen anything yet, but you know how they are.
Yeah.
They might see it and they might not. But I'm going to do what everybody else is doing. I'm just going to start throwing everybody's stuff onto my Facebook that's about Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know?
Because that's the thing. Whenever I first started doing it with Facebook, and you know, I would be, you know, I mean, this goes back to 2023, and so, you know, before I even 24, before I even started, I was so intimidated to do any lives at all, you know, and so I would take everybody else's stuff and say, hey guys, look at this, and you know, no comments, no nothing. And then once the StreamYard thing started happening, and I was able to I'm able to stream through StreamYard over to my Facebook, then all of a sudden, you know, people started seeing, seeing me in different places on this and that and the other. And then especially here recently, you know, I mean, the numbers started going up. So I encourage you, Barbara, to just keep doing it. And and I've got some other.
Do what you said you were going to do. You're going to just let it burn to the ground. I said, why would he do that? He's got all this great stuff on his channel, and he's going to burn it to the ground. You sound like,
well, what I meant by that was that I was going to do nothing but put the prophecy out there, and that's it. And I expected my subscribers to go down, because I'm not out there anymore on my channel. And so I was just, you know, and I don't want to get on there and record a video. I can record videos. I can go live straight to YouTube, but you don't have all the other things and bringing comments and this and that and the other. I can go live on YouTube, but I don't know how to operate that thing over there. And you can use an OBS with it. And I started looking at that, and I'm like, there's not enough time left for me to mess around trying to learn all of this. And then, you know, the Lord, I think I got God smacked on. I think I've shared that with you, Barbara, with me removing Philip Bartnett's name off of there. And then that's when I was no longer able to live stream from StreamYard. And so, but at the same time,
don't you do that.
Oh my goodness, man. I took a slapping, and you know, I was on just a hangout with Greg Messina, and I told him, and I was like, yeah, but I've seen it out there where somebody starts making a bunch of changes that rapidly they want to protect you. Somebody got into your channel or something, and of course, you know, Greg's discerner went right off and said, no, Steve, you started trying to remove his name. You know, like everybody was gonna magically forget about the name Philip Barnett and just, I mean, it was such, man, I just got over here that Sunday night and right here in my office in a dark corner and just repented and asked for forgiveness.
Right.
And so, but at the same time, when it flipped, then all I've been doing is that. So it served two purposes. I'm not, just going live on this, on that, and
Right.
and it got me more zeroed in. And so anywho, man,
We're talking about.
I'm sorry. It
You're
just
good,
starts
you're
coming
good.
out of me,
That's no problem. That's fine. I like the we're talking about turkeys in here. Y'all haven't seen my
Turkey.
turkeys. Guys, you haven't seen my wild turkeys.
Yeah, let's see the
Mine are
turkeys.
twice as big as you think. These things, man, I've seen these turkeys. This one turkey that comes up, he's huge. He's bigger than any Thanksgiving turkey I've ever had. This thing is massive. He's as big as all right, I'll say as in back when he's standing up, he's as big as a Labrador. This thing is monstrous. Take 3 Labradors and put them together, and you have that turkey. That turkey, it's massive. I said, look at that thing. What's it been eating? He goes, my son's like, you've been feeding him. That's what he's been eating. I'm like, yeah, but this thing is huge. No, mine aren't vicious. Mine are very sweet and very kind. They come right up to me and eat out of my hand. I don't know why. They eat out of the neighbor's hands. They're not afraid of anybody though. When I don't throw out bird food for my turkeys, they come knocking on my door. Literally, they knock with their beaks on my door. And I'm thinking somebody, knocking on my door. I look outside, it's a turkey, and goes, I'm like, oh, are you serious? It's 6:00 in the morning. So I had to grab the bird food. I'm like, here, and I throw it at them, and they go all flocking at it. There's like 20 of them out here. I'm like, golly, where did you come from? First it's 5, then it's 10, then the next day is 30 or 15, then the last is 20. I'm like, where are you all coming from? My goodness.
Oh my.
It's just so crazy. So
I wish I could remember the name of that, because we did have 6 of them, and they kind of look like a chicken, but they're not. And I can't remember what the name of them are. And we had 6 of them. We're down to 1. But they're like watchdogs. They start like making all this noise and everything. But we're only down to 1 now. So I can't remember what that is, man. I can't believe that.
I think I know what you're looking for. There's these giant. Let me see if I can find it.
They're a little bit bigger than a chicken, Yeah. God, why can't I remember that?
Okay, I'm going to bring you up something because I love this one. I'm going to stop. Don't go
No,
yet.
it's not a quail.
No, that's not what I'm doing. Hold on.
Hey, Siri.
Try and make them bigger.
Call my lovely bride.
Because I'm going to let you all see it. Let me share it.
No, it's not a pheasant.
Hold on. I'm going to show you something. This thing's massive. Wait, let me add to it.
My wife's here at the house, and I went to voicemail. Unbelievable.
Oh, shit. Oh, wait. I think I got... No, it's on.
This is one of those pet peeve things. I'm going to go find out. Give me a second.
Okay. I'm just going to show this giant chicken. That's a giant chicken right there. While he's gone. Yeah. This giant chicken. This thing's as big as me. What the heck is that? That thing's huge. Wish it would move. There you go. It's almost as big as a tree. So I give you something that Stephen would not want that chicken. And he went off, so I don't know where he went, but he's gonna be like,
I'm right here. They're guineas.
are you seeing that?
Guineas?
Are you seeing that? Do you want me to
Yeah,
play it
that's-
again?
That reminds me, what was that movie, Young Guns? Did you see the size of that rooster?
Hold on. That thing was huge. I'm like, what the heck is that thing? Yeah, he was huge, wasn't he? I said that you couldn't feed that thing.
I know.
What kind of chicken was that? I don't know. They called it a giant chicken. Let me see. I know they because all I have to do is put in to YouTube giant chicken. Let's see. I put in giant chicken.
We want to talk about
Let me
this.
see what they call them.
Send that.
Good
Keep going.
heavens.
Keep going. That's all right. We're all good. Boom.
Hold on. Just might be able to. Careful, music. Then actually, I should shut off the music. You never know. Let me get this.
You
to
feel
go.
free to cut me off at any time, but let's see. There we go. Allow.
Yes, someday he would.
Return. There we go.
I'm trying to find out what kind of chickens those are. Let me see. Giant chicken breed. Let me see if I can find one. A friend of mine's got one. But it's Brahma chicken. That's what it is. It's a Brahma chicken. And while you do that, you got something?
No. Okay. No, I'm just on yeah, I'm still with
Okay.
you.
Well, all right. You do what you got to do. I'm going to share this other one. Just turn this on. Now you have no music, but that thing, if you can see it, hold on. See if I can make it bigger. There you go. Well, you're just not playing very nice at me at all. There you go. That thing is enormous. So don't tell me you've seen chickens, because that chicken is bigger than me.
Okay, so if you want to bring me up on the up, bring the other one up.
Bring the other one up.
Yes.
Hold on. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, you're still with me. See,
Yeah.
these are my chickens. You see, that's a big rooster there, and I just saw my guinea.
good
there it
heavens,
is.
look at them all. Now
I
I know
know.
why you had 60 eggs for
Look,
dinner.
you see, there's the guinea right there. Yeah, we only got one. We had 6 of the. Here's Mr. Rooster right here. Yeah, there. Yeah. So anyway, just a little field trip. There we go. So, anywho. Okay.
Want me to take it off?
Yeah, I'm coming back in the house.
Okay.
Let me take this one out.
Ah, what happened to me? Hold on. Add to stage. Add to stage. Okay. It's supposed to add you to stage. Why is it not doing it? Then me, and it's not doing it. Oh, I see.
Whoop.
There we go.
Oh, there we
I
go.
had to
Yeah.
play with it. That's all. Yeah, that's a lot of chickens. How many chickens do you actually have? Do you know?
Probably about 100.
Golly, how you feed them all? Just throw the feed out, I hope.
Well, I could have given you a tour in there to the eggs, where I've got to make another trip to go sell eggs in Victoria, which is I probably got 20 to 30 dozen eggs, and so I take them to all the the Asian nail places, and boy, they just snap them up. They love those, and my eggs, I don't wash them, so they'll stay in there. We've eaten eggs after 3 months, as long as they just stay at room temperature. And so anyway,
Well,
the
they
Asians,
can't
they make eggs. They make egg foo young, egg roll, egg this, egg that. So anyhow,
So in other words, they won't hatch, right?
no, not at room temperature. But
Okay.
whenever I go to see Derek in April, I'm going to take him another. I think that incubator I gave him was I think it's 48 eggs. So I'll take him another 48 eggs, and I've got another incubator, and so I'll just put them in that. And then you know what I'm going to do? Don't let me forget. I need to find out those dates, because I'm going to fill an incubator so that when I go, I want them I want them already at about 16 days. And then that way, whenever he gets them, man, that'll be a good surprise for him. That way, when he gets them, I can say, here they are, and they'll start hatching here in a few days. Boom.
I think it's April 1st
right
he has it. I think it starts April 1st. I'm not sure. Everybody here probably knows. I know Cindy probably knows. Let me ask if she's on. She won't talk to me, but I could text her.
Cindy!
I know she's just a goofball. I swear. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Why don't you just write Derek and find out? He'll answer you faster than answer me.
Who? What?
Derek.
Ask him what?
Ask him what the dates are.
Oh, I'm looking up
Chicken boy.
Hold on. Yeah. Let's go to Passover.
I think it's the 1st to the 6th. I think, but I'm not sure.
There we are.
He's got a video on the dates here. Yeah, which video? He's done so many of them.
Oh, that was April 14th. Come on.
Do you want me to call him? I don't often call him.
No, he's busy. Like I said, I've only talked to him on the phone.
Yeah, I usually text him because he never answers the phone. And when he does, it's got to be something. I tell him the only time I call him is when it's something important.
You know what? I'm just going to, let me put in X dispatcher. There we go. Minimize that.
Sunday say he did a video last week about the dates.
Let's see, when was this?
Yeah, but have you seen all his videos Sunday? Yeah, it's a lot of videos. When I went there, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like, gee, dude, I can't catch up. You don't see all my videos like that. I get like I only put up like 1 or 2 videos. Wow. That's a lot of crows. What the heck? No, wait, those are hawks. The heck are all those hawks doing there? I don't know. What are you looking up?
Oh, I'm still looking for the email to find the dates.
No, he didn't send me the
Oh, I
email.
mean, that's really not important for this live anyway, because this has to do with
It'll
me
be
doing,
like another month from now, basically.
yeah, if we're still here.
Yeah, praise Jesus, Lord.
I know. Well, see, that's one of the things that, here we go with Philip Barnett again. You know, he says
Mhm.
that we're going to go to Feast of Trumpets and we're going to see the Psalm 83 war. And I just answered a question on one of my comments, and they were asking about, you know, what when he interjects his own views into things. And I'm like, absolutely, he does. I mean, there is, you know, the points that, you know, I don't, you know, if the Psalm 83 war happens, which it's really looking like it's going to here in June, you know, the way everything is shaping up. But if we, then that means we'll be out of here before, you know, in April or something, between April
Yeah,
and
I'm hoping
June.
March.
But if he's right, and the Psalm 83 war happens in June, and we see it, but it's happening on the other side of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then we can rest assured that coming up Feast of Trumpets, like he said, you know, between September 5th and October, so anyway, between right in there somewhere, and then right after that, you know, he did say God revealed to him, and I'm still trying to discern that, you know, when he said God revealed that to him, that, you know, 2 months after the rapture, that will be November 11th. That's when the nuclear war happens between Russia and America. And I don't see how this thing could go another year. I just don't.
I know it don't.
And so
I mean,
whenever I'm looking at this, and I'm like, which is why, you know, with all the dust ups and everything going on out there, it's like I don't have time to argue, you know, over you know, doctrines and stuff. I'm like, that's not the point right now. The point right now is we're seeking to save, occupying, redeeming the time, witnessing everywhere we can.
Yeah.
And I'm pushing to you know, help the people after we're gone. And I'm in Texas, and it's very important that I get the thumb drives and everything set up, and I try to hand them out as the Holy Spirit leads. And because I just don't see how, because check this out. It's so interesting, and I want to just, like, you know, get Philip on a screen, you know, and pull up his 2020 video, the little short, and say, remember how confident you were in 2020 when you said, how does it sound, people? In 5 years, we walking on streets of gold. And I'm like, Philip, we're here, bro. Yeah. And now you're like trying to kick the can down to, I don't know, 26, 27, 28. No. Wait a minute. Let's just back up the truck. Yeah, because we're looking at all of this, and I just don't see how this rubber band can stretch another year. And then you add in everything else with the and I remember back in 23 when Pete Garcia and Tyler did a video on the Final Four, which was 30, 31, 32, and 33. And of course, back then I'm like, I ain't trying to hear nothing about a Final Four. I want the rapture right now in 23, but didn't happen. And so now we're on the number 4, with that Pete Garcia. And see, I remember all these things. I watched
Mhm.
all these videos. And
Right.
so, and that's one, you could say something that I know that Philip doesn't know, because he's out there just doing what God told him to do, and
Right.
that is doing,
Yeah, the prophecy for
delivering the
the tribulation.
prophecy and everything.
That's basically
He-
for the tribulation saints, where it's not really for us. You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Right,
That
right, yeah,
it's
but
for the
it
tribulation
cuts
saints,
both
not for
ways.
us.
When people do, and the Holy Spirit draws them before the rapture, like, I don't want to go through all this,
Right. Right.
and so it cuts both ways. But then, like I said, flipping back, I just want to say, hey, you were real confident. And how confident are you now? You sound like you're wanting to kick the can down the road here. Hold up, Hoss.
Right. Right.
And but he's pushing 70, and I
Yeah.
remember
Right.
I brought up the Psalm 83 war to him, and I was like, hey, this looks like that's tribulation language or whatever. And he's like, Steve, you're not going to change my mind. So,
Stubborn.
so I just
I get
backed up,
you.
and I was like, so it's not like I'm out here going, everything that he says
Like this
is
book.
the gospel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not. Because I'll give you another example real quick. One of those videos where I got those clips from, but I never watched the whole video. And I went back and watched it, and that was back in 2020. And he was fully expecting Trump to win the second term. And then in 2024, that some ungodly person's going to get in there, and then that's when the rapture is going to happen. And I'm like, that's where you're interjecting your own views on
Right.
things.
Yeah.
And but we're here, folks, and I
Yeah.
think that
Well, I heard China and Russia is now thinking about both of them trying to hit us all at once, both of them at each, because when I saw, a friend of mine showed me the video, she's in Alaska, and she's like, I want you to see how close Russia is from me. She goes, that's not even a ferry ride to Russia. It's that close. I mean, you can see Russia right from where she is in Alaska. She's like, look how close they are. They can shoot a missile right over here and just start shooting. And, so China and Russia are right now, starting to come at us. Like everybody always says, the minute the missiles go down, we'll go up, because we'll just see them as we're going back, and we're going up. I just got this feeling.
Yeah,
It's
and
not. It's gonna be coming.
Back in the 90s, when Philip was living in Ukraine, and he was over there watching Ukrainian Russian TV, and Putin was speaking before I think it's the Duma or something like that, which is like our parliament, saying in the 90s that we are going to nuke America. They're not going to be the policemen of the world, and it's going to be an offensive thing. And I mean, Philip was freaking out back then that, over there, that you're thinking the nuclear war was fixing to happen. And then, of course, that we can go all the way back to where, when I hooked up with Dimitri Duduman, and he was a prophet as well. And I ended up going to Kenya with his ministry. Almost got my head chopped off over there.
Wow.
But there's only been 2 of these that God has put in my path.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I quit chasing the latest shiny object in last year in March or April. And I'm like, I want to go with I don't want to go with people that are leaning on their own understanding on
Correct.
the calendars, whether it be CJ Lubbock or whatever. God bless them. I mean, every time they set something, I'm like, cool, I'm in.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hammer on them at all, because that's not of God. That's not of God.
Yeah. Yeah. But I we all feel in our spirit that we're going to be going up any minute. It's like
I
any
know.
minute. Why, and just where you're just going to be doing your normal thing. You're going to either get up and, get dressed or get showered or about ready to go to work or something. Then all of a sudden, boom, and you won't even know it until you're up there. That's what's going to freak everybody out. Plus, I remember, I forgot who it was that said it. I think it was Robert Breaker who said, can you imagine? Everybody's going to think there was a big explosion because everybody's going to be coming out of the graves, and all the graves are going to go boom. And that's how they're going to come flying out and going up to their body's going to go up there. And he says, it's going to sound like an explosion. People are going to think, they're getting hit with an atom bomb. That's how loud it's going to be. I said, shoot, it's bad enough that all these people, whoever is supposed to be walking around. I don't know about that part. I really think, my opinion, don't think I'm preaching the gospel here, but I think that we're all just going to go up. We're not going to have time to walk around because then everything else is it's just going real fast right now. We're going like really, 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 really fast. That's what's happening.
There was somebody that was saying something. I'm trying to remember who it was because they were talking about because of the numbers or something, there being a 6-month gap between the rapture and the beginning. And so what I'm thinking, so I'm like, okay, is this thing beginning on Day of Atonement this year, or could it be on, November the 11th? Because that's the 11/11. That's the only date that God revealed to Philip that's when the nuclear war happens. And so if you count back 6 months prior to that, which I know that goes against Philip Barnett saying it's 2 months, but we're right here because it will be, and I've heard it from so many different places. Not just from Philip, but other places.
Yeah.
That that in 2033 will be 6,000 years since creation. Period. Right. And God operates in perfect number. You had your first 2,000 years. The forget what that's called. The age of
Bubba
man, if we get is Bubba in here, man, we get Bubba to come on.
Well, he's got to go to DoorDash. That's why he's just popping in to say hi, and maybe, but you can tell me on the chat.
Hey, well, let's make an order, and he can DoorDash to us. Okay, that would be awesome, Bubba. We'll have you DoorDash to us. There we go. But anyway, God operates, 2,000 years, and I wish I could remember all this stuff. The first 2,000 years was the year of the, I don't know, chaos or whatever. I forget what it is. And then the second 2,000 years was the age of like the law, the Mosaic covenant law.
Right.
And then you got the 2,000 years. Yeah, it's perfect timing. 6 months. Hold on. Pull up, Bubba, on the screen. I see. Somebody, Barbara Paul said, Mr. Sherry, it makes perfect sense. A 6-month gap would be perfect timing to get the Middle East wars before the 7 years. Man.
Yeah.
Spot on, Bubba. Hey, I'm ordering my DoorDash, right now. What's the phone number so I can have you DoorDash to my house? That'll be awesome.
He just got his puppy. I saw his puppy. That's puppy's adorable. So sweet. I wish I could find the picture. I know I have a picture somewhere. It's somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, we're just waiting. And yeah, you know what the gap is? This is how I feel the gap is going to be. From when is Feast of Trumpets? On September? Is it September?
Feast of Trumpets, September 11th. And the
Okay.
reason why, because if you go back to 2020, whenever, God told him that it was going to be after his 25th wedding anniversary, that's when he looked up when was the Feast of Trumpets in 2026. And he said, he saw September 11th. And he said, that makes perfect sense. You got September 11th there. And then you also have, and there's some kind of tie with Solomon's temple being built in 7 years plus 6 months as well. Man, that's awesome, Bubba. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Miss you, Bubba. I miss you, Bubba.
Yes,
we need to get on the backstage and hang out. Okay.
From March to September, see, is 6 months. So that's why I said, I'm thinking that's going to happen, in March. That's what I really feel.
Yep, we've got a huge convergence coming up with Purim, Blood Moon, Red Moon, prophetical tie into Esther, Persia, Iran. Wow.
That is a big one right there.
Hey, Bubba's here, man. He's sitting here just plugging it in, man. Thank you, Bubba. You're plugging all the holes that I
get you on, but I know you gotta go door dashing. If you want to come on for like 5 minutes, it's up to you. You choose. If you want to just sit in the chat, that's fine. Either way. But yeah, I'm right now studying Revelations. I'm doing my videos in Revelations. Everybody like, get out of Revelations. You don't have to go there. I'm like, I go from section to section. Here we go. Here you can read this. Go ahead, Stephen.
The going forward to March 17th, 18th, which is the end of Ramadan, but also the beginning of the final Jubilee that goes into the millennial reign, something to March 17th, 18th. Wow. Okay. All right. Now check this out. Pull that back up. Come on. Come on. So here's the thing. Well, but also will be the beginning of the final Jubilee, the beginning. So when Jesus came the first time, that Jubilee, he came early in that Jubilee. And so it would make sense. He is coming early in this last Jubilee. And with everybody saying, that, he's going to cut the days short. Everybody's thinking maybe he's talking about tribulation, the 7 years. Maybe he's talking about, but he could possibly just saying, you're not going to make that last Jubilee, or there'd be no flesh left if it went another 50 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so it's just the application of what we're applying to, him cutting the days short. And it could be dual fulfillment. The days could be getting, isn't this 2025?
Right. Repo Man said that 2025, we are in 2024, but in there you go, in March will be 2025.
17th, 18th be the beginning of that month, and 14 days later in the Essene calendar is April 1st, but the Jews celebrate April 1st. That never line up. They do this year. Wow, Bubba. That's
wild.
Wow. And see, and again, when we start looking at the Gregorian calendar, with the Passover 14 days later on both calendars, wouldn't that be awesome that my wife and I were in the honeymoon cabin in McEwen, Tennessee, and the rapture happens on Passover? I mean, that just, it doesn't get any better than that. And so, but flipping back to, if this is 24, 25, when we're looking at the Gregorian calendar, I mean, it's to me, it's just kind of a misnomer there, because, I'm not hacking on anybody, but whenever you're leaning on your own understanding, but, based on these, with these calendars, it troubles me. I kind of look at that. Matter of fact, I was even looking at, and I don't know if Bubba knows this or not, if he's still listening, but there's when they say, Israel will be 77 until May 14th. Now that we can use a Gregorian calendar for, because,
Right.
but whenever they get, and I think the only tie-in to that I know of is, 70, is in Psalms, to live 70 and 80 by strength. And Israel's never been in the land more than 80 years. So it's like layer upon layer, but then that becomes almost a doctrine, you know what I'm saying? To where, it's, oh, we can't go past 80, and I'm like, well, you're just pulling that up on layers, and it doesn't specifically come out and say 80 years. And I'm not saying it's incorrect either. I don't know, have no idea, but I'm excited. And that's why, I just got we could only have, a couple of months left. I really believe that, and I'll say this too. I'll be bold and say this, because February, if we do go to Feast of Trumpets of this year, and we see the Psalm 83 war, then guess what that means? Then you can just figure, see, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That means there's over 6 months of trying to reach the lost and trying to get as many people on the ark as possible. And that's the way I look at it. I've just got my nose to the grindstone up, Passover 14 days. Oh, we already looked at that. That was,
I sent him a link, see if he'll come in, but I get it. He's going to go DoorDash. He doesn't want to take time to come on.
Sometimes Bubba's a slacker. I kid. I love you, Bubba. Oh, but that's cool. Bubba is going to be there in April too. So I'm going to get to see Bubba in April, if we're still here.
If we're still here. I gotta be honest, I really think it's going to be March, because from March to September is 6 months, like everybody else here is saying. It's 6 months, and
I know. I hear you.
Yeah, we're all struggling, Sherry. I'm struggling. My leg. This morning I had a horrible thing happen to me. I got up out of bed. I was fine. I was walking around. I sat back down on the bed, and I was resting for a second. I stood right back up.
Hold on.
I see it. There.
I personally believe these Middle East wars kick off once we depart, right at the last minute before these wars. Then the restraint is removed. Then it turns back to OT times. Yes, the gospel of the kingdom. It goes back to. Hey, but you know what? That just lights a fire in me.
Yeah.
If it, it's February, and if we're going to be gone by Passover, and see April, even if we go into May, and the Psalm 83 war happens in June, that means we've only got a few months left.
Yeah.
And so
maybe not even a few months. I really am thinking maybe a month and a half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe a month and a half. If that.
Well, I get, and see, like right now, I'm in this mood right now of, Lord, push it off until Feast of Trumpets to give me more time. And then, because I'm on one of my peaks right now. And then all of a sudden I'll be in a valley saying, Lord, look at all this stuff that's happening. And I'm having to deal with this and that and the other. Let's just get out of here. I'm tired of this planet, And then I'll go back up on the mountain and I'll be like, whoop, push it off, Lord, push it off. Anyway,
Baba said that.
They despise the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I was just watching last night the Jacob or Joseph. They not only make a covenant against the Jews, Psalm 83:3, but they make covenant against God, Psalm 83:5. It will become Yahweh versus Allah war. Yes,
Ooh.
yes, and
That's
you got the covenant with death too in the in Isaiah. And speaking of that, check this out. Check this out. So you got somebody that's prophesying a true message from God, but their doctrines and everything don't line up or whatever. But just think about it. And I'm not trying to put Philip in the cat or Sunday Lily. I'm still learning because it's changing, transforming for yeah. But imagine Isaiah when God told him to walk around naked for 3 years. Okay. Yeah. And so maybe he was sitting there in the synagogue prophesying that Israel's going to make a covenant with death. You know, can you imagine what kind of whack job they thought he was, and he's not lining up? But here he is in synagogue, naked as a jaybird, prophesying these things. Exactly. And he's actually prophesying things that's not going to happen for another 2,600 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like
it's just so crazy.
That's right. And that's why, it goes back to thou shalt not touch the Lord's anointed or vessel that God has raised up for such a time as this.
Right.
Because they've got, things that we don't, because back then in the time of Isaiah and in the time of Jeremiah, and even in Jesus, it did not line up with the religious leaders' doctrines of that day. And so when you got, the group of people, that, it's not lining up with our doctrines, so we got to throw everything he says out, then that is exactly the way it's been. And then, and not only that, when people do that, consequences often follow national and even individual. And it came down to the individual with me 23 days ago not being able to stream off of my deal because I was removing his name.
Look at that.
And so I'll leave it at that. Man. Don't get me going. So Elon Muskrat. Yeah.
He wants to babble in the sky. He said, what gets me laughing?
Exactly. That live satellite map online is insane. There will be no hiding from the Antichrist via this AI eyes in the sky.
Right. They're sending
Bubba, I would see that's you need to check out. I'll email you. I don't know if you can go to my my page and watch the Azovmana 2 prophecy where he's talking about over in that they'll be hiding in the remnants in over in Ukraine and these other countries, Moldova, and all these different things that when the Antichrist launches his army toward them, they'll God has, and even here, that God placed the Rocky Mountains there for a reason. He placed the water or there in the Great Basin there exactly for that. So when the rapture happens, everybody needs to get away from the California coast because there's going to be a 300-foot tsunami that's going to come in after the rapture.
Right.
And anyway, there's all of this.
So much stuff. It's just so much going on that you really can't. We can't remember last year. We can catch up to it. Oh wow, this happened. Oh wow, this happened. Now we just say, "Oh wow," period, because it's going so fast, and the days are going by so fast.
Yeah,
my son's like, wait a minute, it's Saturday already? What happened to Tuesday? You know what I mean?
Bring up Sir Edward there.
This one?
And I know exactly what you're talking
Mhm.
about, because when you start asking questions about things, then even if you're doing it in love, I mean, man, the knives come out, and
Yeah.
that's where it's just like that. That's where I exit
Yeah.
the room.
Yeah.
Okay, Bubba said, do a search the satellite map space. Your mind will be blown. Let's see. Do a search. I'm doing it right now, Bubba.
You bring it up while I
Let's see.
show off some of these.
Where'd it
things.
go? Okay.
Is that what you look for?
Yeah.
Satellite map space.
Satellite map space. Share this tab
Yay.
instead.
Well, it's about
Okay.
time.
You talked me into it.
Oh,
All
okay.
right.
I've got it there. Pull it up.
You got it?
Barbie, pull it up.
Got it. There you go. You want me to
Is
make
that
it
what you're
full
talking
screen?
about, Bubba?
Yeah, it's called satellitemap.space.
Yeah, that's what this is. Hold on, let me make it
But
bigger.
you have to go to, let me see here. Oh yeah, check it out.
Holy crap! Look at that.
And you can scroll around, you can actually zoom in.
Oh, Bubba!
That's amazing.
For such a time as this, Bubba shows up here on the live. Wow.
That's amazing. And that's all satellites?
Yeah, if you can like use your mouse or space it apart, or I think even if you double click on it, you can like start to zoom in or something. I forget, but anyway, no, it's fun to play with. But yeah, once you get to, yeah, that's just the Starlink one. Then you can see the other GPS ones. You can see this other company that's in competition with Starlink. I mean, yeah. You see some of the groups, some of the names there.
Yeah.
Well,
what's the red dots?
I don't know. I forget.
I don't know. I forget.
But I wonder what this actually looks like, because I wonder if they're mapping, like see right across the middle here. So if the Earth is flat across the middle, they're monitoring hell down here. Let's open another can of worms, man. I got an extra Red Bull for you.
That's right.
Because I am one of those. I believe that the Earth is a sphere. It is round.
I do too.
And I think that it could very possibly be flat across the middle and with a dome, because there's evidence of it in the Bible. And so, but it's not a hill I'll die on either.
I always tell people that want to fight about it, I say, you know what? I haven't been high enough to actually see it, so we'll know.
Well, one of the things that really freaked me out, it was a test that I could do myself. I could get like a string and run a string and put a camera on the string and run a light bulb down it, and then put a terrestrial. And as it went away, it looked like it went down to the terrestrial view.
People act like this flat Earth thing is new. It's as old as the sun.
I know. It is.
Because they thought for thousands of years it was flat.
Yeah.
I think it's wild too, because once people read into Job, they'll realize that he got to see the ice shelf. And they believe with the flat Earth model that the Antarctic and stuff is the ice shelf wall. Well, how did Job see that if he's in Saudi Arabia? Asking for a friend. Because after the flood, there was so much catastrophic damage to this Earth. We literally are sitting at the bottom of an old aquarium. So people don't realize all the explosions of the volcanoes, all the darkness of the skies. That's going to be exactly like the tribulation. And everything, including like the Grand Canyon, was formed out because of the rushing waters being filtered out, from the receding flood. But then there was, because of the Earth going back and forth, there was a humongous ice age. And we have proof here in central Indiana where that ice shelf moved down into like Kentucky and Ozarks. That's how they formed the mountain, and it's pretty wild.
I know, and that's the thing, because when people actually start even considering it, their brains shut down, and they can't even, because of how we've been so brainwashed throughout the years, and then my thing was like it said, if just taking the side that if the earth is flat, and if they have been able to put that kind of deception over on so many, what else are we that deceived about?
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
That's my question. And then, but of course, in there, in that flat earth trolls or whatever, no trolls. I spent 6 or 8 hours one day back in 23. And I said, wait, why this deception? And the overwhelming response was to hide God. And then the other thing that I saw that was disturbing is a lot of people make the flat earth their God, and then they're called to go out and to convince everybody that the earth is flat.
Yeah.
And it's like, put it on the shelf.
That's the problem I have with the flat earthers, is because that becomes their gospel. Yeah. That's the only thing that proceeds out of their mouth.
Yeah.
That's all they want to talk about.
And I have an hour-long phone call recorded that I spoke. I spoke to a man. I knew a man that was taken and that went up, and all he could see was a dome when he looked back and looked over it.
Yeah.
So that's what all these people that have these experiences of being taken up, in the rapture dreams and this and that and the other. And I want to and I'm like, okay, did you look back? What did the earth look like?
It's just unbelievable. I mean, and everything's just going so fast. It's just fast. That's what throws
There's
me
no
off.
time to argue. There's no time to argue about all
these things. To look.
I mean, there's so many verses that talk about that in Titus, and 2 Timothy and stuff. Do not argue. It leads to, don't go down these rabbit trails, because it leads to these endless debates that do nothing but edify the flesh. That's all it does.
Exactly.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you.
It's just
that's the problem. Trust me, we've all gone down those rabbit trails, but that's a problem. Once you go down them, it's hard to get out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. My son's like, he's like, what's last week, almost January, and now we're in February. And I said, yeah, it's just, we're just swimming right by. We're just, and it's flying. And then you see everything coming up. You're like, wait a minute, didn't I just see something different last night? And then in the morning, there's something new. And you're like, where is all this stuff coming from? Especially they're sending the robots up into space to look down on everybody. And I'm like, this is where the Antichrist is going to delusion everybody when we're gone. The minute he pops up, they're going to see and everybody's like, how can we see the Antichrist when he's in one place? He's not going to be in one place. He'll be in one place, but you'll see him everywhere
Yeah.
because there's no place to hide because they're all going to be up in space, and and they're going to be beaming everything down, and then the Nephilim will come on, and all the angels, the fallen angels are going to come on and say, "We're aliens, come watch us. We got rid of those people." Blah. You just can't.
But Bubba, do you know of any news on the third temple?
Yeah, I was talking to my friend yesterday. She's the one that does those videos, I Am Redeemed, on TikTok, and she's doing the stuff about the temple. And she showed the two gentlemen who were the first two, the first two Jews that have been purified by the temple ashes with the water.
Wow.
Because they've done a video where they've actually gone to, because of the fresh rains, the special water, and I forget where it comes from, but they put it into a special basin, and they take it and they cover it up, keep it sealed, and then they take it to wherever they're doing this, and the dude puts on that black cube thing on his forehead, and he does the thing, the wrapping around his arm.
Is that called a tefillin?
I think, yeah, the black cube thing, and and he's doing his quotations and stuff, and his whatever, you always see the Jews doing this, going back and forth, and he takes a scoop of the ashes that they did burn. They're still keeping it quiet, but they did burn it. They put it in the water, and they use, and I forget the plant, but there's a special plant that they have to use, and it's like a hyssop plant or something like that. I forget specifically, but they take that and put that in the water with the ashes of the red heifer, and it was flung on two gentlemen, two Jews, the first two Jews in 2,000 years, since before 70 AD.
Wow.
So it's really coming together.
Yeah.
And something this spring is going to kick off, I believe, as well. That's going to kick into the Psalm 83 war, because it's going to deal with the Temple Mount. And something's going to come out with Ben Gavir, the dude that we always see on the news with the glasses. He's always causing the trouble at the Temple Mount with the beanie on his head. He's going to cause something. It's going to kick it into overdrive.
I know. Well, check this out, Bubba, because it is going, after the age of grace, it is going to go back to the kingdom gospel, right?
Yeah.
And so, and so basically what they're doing ritualistically and everything, God is still honoring all of that, you know? So that's why the ashes and the things are starting to function as they did prior to, because it's getting ready to, and that's amazing to me, because it's like, we would expect.
They're now mass producing the priestly garments.
Wow.
That just came out this week too. Yeah.
Wow. Woo, we are getting close.
They're getting close. Yeah.
I need to redo a deal to share it with everybody else. They're using my deal, and I need to go. We're almost to the rapture.
That's a good one. Yeah. Wow. I just watch the news, and then it's just all the stuff's coming up. Beep, 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 and you just can't keep up because everybody's bringing up this and all the other news, and you're trying to watch all of it at the same time, and you just can't because there's so much. One thing will come up, and while you're watching it, something else comes up. I'm like,
wow.
No, you can't get around to everything. I mean, all the different videos that everybody's doing, and this and that and the other. I mean, before, I remember the first 2 years before I was ever even on YouTube, I mean, I literally, you could just about watch everything and check this out, check out Dr. Barry All, go see what Repo Man's doing, go see what David the Watchman's doing.
Yeah.
And you could look and kind of fit, and then watch some Canadian preppers, some global rapture watchers, and this and that, and you could kind of keep it all in, and still think we're almost there. The rapture's got to be this year and 24 and 25. Well, it started really getting out of hand. You can't keep up with nothing. I mean, it's just like, that's why I stay so focused on doing what I'm doing, because it overamps my brain to look at everything.
I have it on my other phone, but like something just hit me while you guys were talking too. Because we've got this huge convergence that's coming up after March 15th, going into that 17th, 18th, 19th area, which is after Purim. And I believe that the March 15th is Trump's deadline to Iran.
Right.
This is why he's also given them the next couple weeks to do their talks. And it's going to be this monkey and dance show.
And the START treaty just ended.
Yes, and the START treaty just ended, and that's another one that they're working to try to get going and extend it for 1 year. So we'll see, but they're not getting it yet. So we'll see. That'll be, I know.
And the way
like,
everything's
the restrainer going to go or not?
That's just madness.
Oh, good to see you, Bubba.
But it got me thinking. But check it out. Since we've had like we've had the Yom Kippur War in 1973, we've had the 6-Day War in 1967, we've had another war in 57. We've had other things that have tied into like the Feast of Trumpets War, Feast of Tabernacles War, even like October 7th was something like that. Here's my point. What if this kicks off after that 15th, the 17th, the 18th time frame and goes into April 1st? And they then called this the Passover War.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Because this could turn into a full-on Psalm 83 war. And since they aren't looking at the scriptures correctly, they won't see it, but they'll remember this is now the Passover war. So this could be like an indication to them at the midway point of the tribulation, 3.5 to 4 years in the future. They look back, and when the light bulb goes off in Revelation 11:13, and they see it as the midway point with the abomination of the sacrifice, like, whoa, Passover war, that was our first wake-up call.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just thinking conjecture. It's just wild. It's all coming together.
There's so much conjecture that.
But I'm saying the way that everything's coming together.
And everybody's looking at the, but everybody's looking at the fall feasts that have not yet been fulfilled. What if they already were fulfilled? Possibly. You know that story, don't you? You know, when he was born, and then on the 8th day he shed the blood. You know, what was it, on Day of Atonement or whatever? And then he tabernacled amongst men.
Yeah.
I mean, or it could be layered, dual fulfillment. You know,
yeah,
dude. I believe
the second coming is on one of those fall feast days. I mean, like there's some set dates that are still coming. I believe that are.
But again, come on, let's pull out some Lee Brainerd now. You know, with him saying that I can't play your clip anymore on the 1335. That's passed for December. So anyway, but
no, I'm still,
I know, but Lee Brainerd says that, you know, that Jesus ascended off of the Jewish calendar, no feast days whatsoever, and if the head went up off the Jewish calendar, off the feast days, that he said you can bet your bottom. I think his term that the body's going to go up off the Jewish calendar, because the feast days have nothing to do with the church. That's Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I'm like, you know, but then you got the thing, you know, in order for him to take a bride on, you know, one of their feast days, you know, to make them jealous. I get all that, you know, and so anytime somebody says, oh no, it's going to be on this feast day, I'm like, cool, I'm in, you know, that's fine. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right. That's so.
Yeah, I think they'll get their Cyrus Accords at the 7 years at that signing, and that because it's going to be a humongous, like, everybody's going to be just so amazed, like, how did this one guy finally pull it all off?
I know.
Yeah, right.
He finally got peace in the Middle East. Are you serious? What?
That's crazy.
And Israel's going to change those patches, and they already have, and
I know they got the temple, they're ready. Oh,
I know, it's all right there.
just working itself up.
It's like all these dots that we have in our head, Bubba. We can't even
But
we can't
check
even
this
share
out.
them. Yeah.
But check this out. Just like my salvation and so many others, what if they are like us in the sense like I used to have a head knowledge. I memorized the Bible verses. I went to church. I did the church thing. But I didn't get saved with the heart knowledge, the change of heart, Ezekiel 36:26, until later. What if these Jews are going through the head knowledge right now, and they're some of the ones that are going to be part of that heart change to flee to the mountains at the
Oh,
3.5 year point?
Wow.
How cool is that?
Wow.
That's
Seriously,
crazy.
some of these people that we're seeing on video, we'll probably be seeing them in heaven because they're probably going to have a heart
Yeah.
change for the Lord.
Yeah.
I know. That's why it's so, I mean, that's why it's like when people come out and start saying, oh, this person is a tribulation saint because of their doctrine of you can't read somebody's heart. Okay.
Yeah.
Just like my brother, the Messianic, when he was willing to, in 23, was willing to fly here to get me baptized. He knew a guy in Houston that could baptize me in the name of Yeshua. He had the right hands or whatever to lay on me. And then that's when some of those things God just started. And I'm like, how do you read a man's heart? How do you know where his hands were at the night before? Were they on his phone looking at things he shouldn't have been looking at? And
Yeah.
anyway, that's when all of that just got washed away. And yeah.
And that's
And
just
I
the
met
thing.
Bubba.
Jesus is going to find us all doing something.
I know.
Make
I
it
know.
count.
I know. That's why.
Let's put it this way. Don't be doing something that you will be embarrassed that your Lord will find you doing.
I know.
How's that?
I know. Because let me tell you something. Because what I'm doing is it's a thankless job because there ain't nobody running to me, on doing what I'm doing now.
No.
But I also see the fruit coming in my emails and stuff. That is a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Like I shared with after I lost my streaming thing, I was going to burn my channel to the ground, but I just thought I was going to start losing subscribers because I was just playing it over and over. And then since I've not been able to stream, I gained 1,000 subscribers in the last 28 days since I lost my streaming rights. And I'm looking at this and I'm going,
wait, that's what I'm saying. Just, you know what? We're so far into the final days, dude. I just give it all to God. And look what's happened.
I know. It's just mind-boggling. And like I got this email from a lady in San Antonio saying my kids are lost in the world and I need that prophecy to the Texas remnant. So she says, how big a thumb drive do I need? And I get them from Houston and I'm watching this and I'm just going, and I could sit there and I run those lives and I got it once I put that scroll bar rolling across there, then the emails started coming in. And I'm just sitting here going, okay. And I'll look at it and it'll be like, man, there's only like 3 or 4 or 5 people watching that. But then, the next day, we'll have 100, 200 views or whatever. And I know you don't have that where they watch 9 hours, but they may have went in there, got the emails, and I'm just like, so I'm just setting it and going to bed.
Yeah.
Sayonara. And Bubba, you're doing what you're doing, and everybody's got their lane to be in.
Yeah.
And Barbara,
I just wanted to announce to you guys first time, but because I'm so happy you've been up there, Steven. But I did it wasn't an interview, but I did an hour a discussion and gave my testimony to Greg Messina there with Uptown.
Wow! When did you do that?
Just this morning. So I'm gonna be on that. I'm gonna be on that meet Bubba or something. He does a thing. He puts out a video, and he's gonna have me up on panel either this Tuesday or next Tuesday. So I'm like, oh, thank you, Lord. And I told him how I've been praying over the past couple of years I'd be able to break into some of the cool prophecy guys.
Yeah.
And, whether it was Lee Brainerd, whether it was these guys, whether it was Billy Crode, whoever, JD Farag, whatever. You know, I just wanted to.
I wanted to
I
go
just
up.
enjoyed the fellowship, and
I know.
been watching you guys, so now I got an invite. I'm like, yeah, cool.
Oh, dude, that's so awesome.
No, I
And
know.
Greg is so good.
He's
at
got
that.
such a big heart, too.
Oh, he does, man. He does.
He-
I mean, just
And
last
he's
Sunday.
funny. He took off his hat and showed me his bald head. I was
I
laughing.
know.
And then we got to reading the verses about the she bears and the bald man and the
Yeah, well, see, I've been
what was
what
that,
I've been
Elisha or something.
yeah, I've been wanting to get on with L.A. Marzulli because when I was a kid, I had I had a UFO experience, you know, with a UFO that was, you know, following me and my brother on a motorcycle and everything, and everybody in town, you know, and it's a whole big story, and you know, and I just haven't, you know, there's so many things that I'd like to get around to, but you know, and I would like to break into like a L.A. Marzulli and say, yo, what's up? And then, and then, of course, the lane that I'm in, I could then open it up and say, "Hey, by the way, you check out these prophecies."
Yeah. No, those are all such cool dudes, man. They've been studying this stuff. Like they're all in their own niche.
Yes. L.A. Marzulli was raised for that, being like in the New Age stuff, and then he got on the trail of the Nephilim. And been there for
there's
decades.
This other guy that's on the trail too that reminds me of LA who's been in some of these prophecy things. Tim Honorino, something Italian. Tim. But anyway, he's really cool. He looks like a Val Kilmer with like a goatee and a cool.
Yeah.
No,
well, you know, what's really cool is watching, you know, because like Barbara started doing her lives and things, you know, and then her numbers, you know, something will happen, and then on her videos the numbers will jump up, and then, you know, KG over there, he started doing his thing and his numbers pop, you know, and it's just so exciting to watch everybody and what's happening with, you know, Barbara's doing this thing, you know, with her with the animals, and I was showing my raccoon earlier, you know, in a trap, and my blackbird caught in a mouse trap, caught in a tree.
My word.
Yeah, I had a video of it where mouse trap that I set out, the bird got caught. When I tried to get the bird flew off with the mouse trap and landed in a tree. And then I was able to, you know, obviously catch it and then release the bird. You know, of course it, you know, had a little bit of an injured leg, but it flew away. And so
Wow.
but we were going over, man, and she had some big chickens up here, and then I was trying to the guinea thing, and then
boo boo.
While you're sitting there, Philip just wrote me. He's like, I tried calling you. I said, oh, I'm with Steve right now. he wrote me on there. I'm like, oh.
I told, yep, he will respond, and that's the thing, Bubba, that just, you know, with the lady in Oklahoma, you know, that he just went and prayed for and anointed or whatever. She had some kind of blockage, and they're just waiting, because then the next day after he anointed her and prayed, that she felt like it was gone the next day. And then the other, you know, we were doing the live with Derek, you know, he mentioned about the lady in a coma, and for 3 months he went and prayed, and now she out the wheelchair and walking.
Oh wow.
So,
it did finish. It did finish uploading.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
what are you uploading?
No,
Great.
meet up live with David Andrews, aka. But oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
I can't wait to see that, man. I cannot wait to see that.
Me
You know
too.
what? I didn't even get into like the heart of the matter, like some of the issues. I mean, I did mention it. You know, the alcohol abuse over the years, and how I'm so grateful for God's forgiveness and His mercy and His grace. I forgot to bring all that up, but
What's playing now? You're live with Greg. What's playing? It's playing now?
That's the video, I guess, that him and I recorded a couple hours ago, and we were just waiting for it to load up. And he's like, "If you can, just leave your Chromebook up and open, and we'll upload it." So it finishes uploading, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, no problem."
That's
Wow.
awesome. That's
That's
so
cool.
awesome.
Because I'm like, "So what are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm doing this thing. It's called Meet Up, and what I'm doing instead of having people come on the channel and give their testimony." And with a bunch of other panelists around them feeling like they have to speed it up because all these guys are getting bored, I just do a one-on-one before we bring you up on panel, and then people can go back and look at videos and be like, "Oh, that's his testimony. Okay, that's who he is. Oh, okay."
So it's being released as a
Is it? I don't know.
well, I don't know. Somebody said, is it being done as a premiere
Or
or
maybe it just uploaded. Maybe it just uploaded or something.
oh, okay.
I don't know.
No, I was just going to check whenever we get off. I was going to check
He
that
said
out.
it's playing now. Sherry said 293 views.
Boom, there it is.
The video you can go see.
Look at that on my screen right here on the home one. You're right next to Philip. I love it. I love it.
There's your screenshot.
Oh man,
I got some blackmail on you, boy.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Pull that up, Barbara. Barbara, pull that screen up right there. When I went to the home page of Uptime,
Oh no,
You're-
no.
you're right next to Philip, man.
Ah, dude. He totally asked me to send me a headshot and I totally spaced it.
Well, dude, if you look at what he did with Philip Barnett, he made Philip Barnett look like Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde or something, man. I'm like,
No, I think he was Kevorkian and getting ready to put me to death or something. Something.
he did a good job on you.
Yeah, that's my other half. The AI, Bubba News. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you boo.
Yeah, we talked about Boo Boo. Yeah, we got this little dog, and I
Yeah.
told him how I told him because we had a little get together before we did the interview, and I said, yeah, I know God has a sense of humor because instead of giving me a boy, He gave me 2 daughters.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I mean, look, Barbara, you in Jesus' name, you'll be next up with Greg because he sits there and he watches people.
Oh
and
yeah,
he does. And then whenever because it freaked me out whenever I did my I did my testimony with Derek first, and it was just kind of all over the place. But when Greg did it, Greg, he goes and watches a lot of your different stuff, and then he brings it up during, or at least he did with me, maybe because he knows maybe because he knows I'm such a loose cannon because I'm just from the hip. I don't know where I'm going to go from 1 minute to the next, and so he totally kept everything in line on mine.
Oh no!
And I was blown away with I was like, how did you know about this? How did you know about that? So apparently he did some investigation
Ancient Chinese secret.
I know. I'm sure he probably did that on YouTube, Bubba.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's funny. Yeah, no, he don't watch my stuff. I know he don't. I'm blessed. I'm not used to the one-on-one, and no.
You never know, Barbara. Don't just don't put God in the box.
Yeah, it's true.
No.
That's funny.
Wow. Praise God, man.
What else? What else? What else? Yeah.
So whatever, Bubba. Okay, so maybe you and Barbara can like come together on this, man.
Mm.
When is the rapture?
Yeah. Oh
Rap-
no.
Yeah, the rapture.
What is today? So next Saturday is Valentine's.
Yeah.
Wow, really? I forgot about that. I don't have a lovey, so I don't have to worry about that.
The following week after Valentine's, Netanyahu is supposed to visit the United States on the 18th. But that has now been emergency moved up to this coming Wednesday.
Wow.
Ooh.
Everything's
Wow.
being. Whoa! Let me share this. Whoa! I gotta share this, guys. Yep, I was on a phone call with Philip Barnett, and he had because he had plans to go and preach in the fall in Canada, in with the I forget the different areas, but anyway, he said God spoke to him and said, "Move it up." And so I'm just
Wow.
one of those
That's
things
God.
that I'm just going,
Wow.
okay. So now he's got something in and that he's fixing to preach in the Dakotas, and he wants to fly me out to the Dakotas whenever and so I'm just like, I spent the last 2 years, like I said, there's no way I'll get on an airplane, man, with the landing gears not coming down. And I'm thinking, flying to the Dakotas, man, that's a little intimidating for me, but I may
You
go.
got it.
And so, but they're supposed to, because he's still got the a little bit of the American remnant to go, and he still has the international, which that to go, which includes the Israeli remnant too. That he's but God's moving things up, and so that's why I'm just, me, Bubba. I look at the pieces. I'm like, okay, well, can't play Bubba's 1,335 days no more, man. Because we're past December. So
Oh, well, that was me trying to look at like yeah, I haven't looked at what the days are in 33. Yeah.
well, Bubba. Well, but because after I learned, after November 14th,
But I do
know
find it ironic that the Feast of Tabernacles, the final one, or literally like the ending date or something, literally every year is 75 days later is Hanukkah.
yeah.
Wow.
And that would be that 1335. I mean, instead of the 1260, it's, blessed is he who makes it to the 1290 or the 1335,
Yeah.
which is another 30 days or another 75 days, another 40, 30 plus 45, 75.
Oh, speak to my heart. Speak to my heart, man. That's
I'll have to look at that, but yeah.
yeah, because look, Bubba, back when, I was just like, after, he said God told him not till after November 14th. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I was looking at Apophis, hitting in April of, was it April 4th, 15th, 13th, whatever it is, in 2029. And so I started trying to do all the numbers based on, the earth going back into a 360-day year after the rapture. And I basically, and I used Chat GPT, and I came up with November 16th and 17th, which would have been after Philip Barnett's November 14th, and based on Tom Horn's Apophis, and then with your 1,335 days to December, I'm like, hey, man, the rapture is going to be right here in November of 2025. But I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. But I was just putting all the pieces, trying to.
Yeah, no.
But I'm leaning on my own understanding, Bubba. I'm leaning on my own understanding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and You know, if we do the math of say the tribulation does begin this September-October timeframe of 2026, literally 2.5 years later will be Apophis.
Wow.
And not 3.5, not to the midway point yet, but 2.5 would be Apophis, which would line up perfectly with the Revelation 8:8.
Wow.
The third and fourth
Wow.
prophets. Yeah.
Look, we need to get this video out. We just figured it out, Bubba. Everybody needs to see this video right there
I mean,
on Barbara and Joyce Teams Fun Times. Bubba figured it out, man. Here we go.
and I believe their Agenda 2030 is for a reason only, and I believe that the midway point is coming during Passover of 2030. And the final agenda will be Lucifer's agenda 2030 to have his man in place at the midway point beginning Passover 2030. This will be the biggest middle finger to God in the world and the Jews. I am going to declare myself to be God. I am sitting in your temple. I am going to desecrate it. I am God.
Yeah.
You worship me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Sunday Lily talking about? She says that dude Joshua ruined Tom
Hecklefish.
Horn for a lot of people. What?
Oh, Joshua ruined Tom Horn.
Yeah,
Oh.
that doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm sure it makes sense to Sunday Lily. But
Right.
I always try to figure everything out when I look at somebody. Like when I saw your 1335, I'm just like, okay, okay, let me try to soak this marble in.
Huge. Sometimes we got to wring out that sponge.
I know.
It's still in there, but it's not active.
Yeah. Joshua. Yeah, the September 23rd, dude. Yeah.
So there you go. September. Yeah.
But if it's if that thing hits in 2.5 years instead of 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many people, a lot of the calendar guys, which I won't name, they present a bunch of stuff that says that it hits directly in the middle of tribulation, and maybe it doesn't. And another thing, I started thinking about,
because you still have 5 months of demons that are going to be stinging humans before the midway point.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I knew about that one. That one really freaked me out. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I won't be here for that.
Yeah. And it's so cool because we literally see the midway point in the book of Revelation.
Yeah.
Because the midway point is literally chapters 10 through 14. And when we read verse 11, verse 13 specifically, it's after the entire world watches the two witnesses go up. This is when Jerusalem has a mega earthquake where 10% of it falls. 7,000 people will die in this earthquake, but the rest gave glory to the God of heaven. This is the one point where we see the midway point and the Jews going, because following this, and 12 is just a whole scattering of all of humanity going forward, and it culminates. But right following that, literally, is 13, where the AC rises up and defiles.
It kind of reminds me of
after the two witnesses go up.
Yeah, reminds me of
the two witnesses are like the restraining power before the Antichrist can take his Lucifer power.
Whoa.
Yeah, see what I mean? Doesn't that?
Whoa. Well, like it kind of reminds me of like Korah's rebellion. Like whenever they all got swallowed up, the rest of them were like,
yeah. That's Revelation 12 all day long. Something like that's coming. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Because he's going to get so mad that he can't kill the Jews, he's going to go after all of her children. Anyone who has turned against and he's going after any Christian that's left.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
Wow.
going to go after the Jews. And this is why we read in Revelation 14:2 that half of the city is going to be taken hostage, captive. That's 500,000 people, 500,000.
Wow.
And this is in the final half when the Antichrist turns on the Jews. This is why Jesus tells him in Matthew 24 to flee to the mountains when you see all these things taking place, verses 15 and 16.
Yeah.
Wow.
It,
Wow.
it's just now it's blowing you away. That's why when I'm in reading Revelation, everybody's like, "Why are you in Revelation?"
That's what I'm saying,
like,
Terry. If the Antichrist does the abomination of desolation on Passover, that'll
right.
be the biggest middle you know what I mean? Middle finger to
Yeah.
all the Jews that he's protecting, as well as Yahweh, the God of the universe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where his
Holy
people have been
guacamole.
worshiping. Yeah.
Right.
Unbelievable, man.
In that.
That's what I'm
We're
saying,
here.
man. The closer we're getting to the end, I believe the more the prophecies are being revealed. And I truly believe that the Holy Spirit is starting to open the mindset of all of us collectively, because the scriptures are popping out and stuff when you really start digging into them. And now we
Yeah.
see what's coming. And
He's got to pop them out quick and just give us the information, because there's not enough time left to be doing these deep dive studies, so he's just like, just like upload,
And that's
It's
why
like,
everybody's going that's why there's so much, because everybody's getting at the same time. When you think about it, everybody's
Yep.
all getting at the same time, and nobody can keep up, because you go to this person's already talking about something else. You're like, oh, I want to go there. And then someone else talking about something else, and you want to go there. It's like you have to jump back and forth and everything. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop. I'm going to watch this person, then I'll go there and watch this person, then go there. But by the time I watch the like third or fourth person, this other person finds out something else. And I'm like, what is going on? I've never seen the news blow up like this so much. It's crazy.
yeah.
Huh.
I'm just blown away. That's all.
there's been so many ups and downs, like I was saying earlier, Bubba. Remember in January 1st, 2024, all the earthquakes popped off, and then you're like, this is it, Then you have CJ Levitt, with his calendar and saying this is this year begins the last 7, and and it's just been these ups and downs. And then Barbara was just talking about just now. At the very first, we're talking about how there's been kind of a lull in earthquakes. And
Yeah.
I mean,
there is.
that's just that pop, 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 pop.
up and down, up and down. Yeah. You'll see a whole bunch of earthquakes and things going on, and then it'll slow down to nothing. Well, so you got maybe a few here and there, and then you'll just like another burst open, It's crazy. It's just nuts. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Everything's just popping off. Just nuts. And I know, Calypso, you got earthquakes too. I know you do, because I just said it. Where did I say it? I said you're supposed to be getting, I forgot what one it was, but it was like 4 point something for New Zealand. And I'm like, wow, she must be rocking. I know for a fact California's got 4.7. And that's not one place. That's a lot of places. So poor Bay is probably shaking all over the place. Yeah, see, Calypso says, yeah, we have earthquakes every day.
I know.
So it's just, I mean, you just can't. And then this storm that we had here, that really blew everything out, because they said that never seen a storm like this in like 200 years. That's how long it's been. So
yeah, but how do they know there was one like that 200 years? I mean, there's some of these things that,
because they look in,
like they said, let's take a for instance on the democracy's never lasted more than 250 years. right?
Right.
Well, how many democracies are you comparing that to? Okay. I mean, is it just Rome? Was there another one? I mean, it's the earthquake or storms. It's been one in. Where are you getting your numbers from? You getting them from NASA?
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that would be fun to share. Yeah. If they have an earthquake while the Super Bowl's going on, I would laugh. I would.
Hey, I
be
wonder
like,
if Joshua was going to be right, man. Is there going to be a World Cup in 2026?
Wow. Dude.
Let's go back to that.
Even
Man.
even a broken clock is right twice a day.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why either. A friend of mine said, why is it always the Patriots that get in there? I'm like, I don't know. It's just nuts. I mean, it's just been crazy. It's just been crazy. I just can't keep up.
Bet on the Patriots because they're owned by Jews. I think they're the big underdog too, or something like that. Everybody's talking about Seattle or something.
I don't even know.
Oh man, I ain't doing DoorDash next Sunday. No way, Jose. Man, you start getting
No,
them-
don't do it. You won't get
Man,
out.
you get them Papa John's orders, Poopy John's. No,
It's like,
I don't-
it's like
I-
8 pizzas.
I don't even know who's in the Super Bowl. I don't even know.
They just said it right here. Is it Patriots,
Patriots
Sunday?
and Seahawks. Yeah, Seattle
Seahawks. Yeah, Sunday said Patriots and Seahawks.
Well, this is
I believe so,
February.
Andrea.
Didn't they used to
Actually,
play? I thought the Super Bowl used to be played in January. Has it always been February?
No, it was supposed to be like it started off at January the first week, and then they just kept moving it down because no one can catch up. Because all these holidays all together. Oh, look, Sunday says February. Okay.
Oh.
Well, see, I don't watch football, so
Well, there was, in my day, the tradition was on Thanksgiving Day. It was always the Cowboys and the Redskins played on Thanksgiving Day. And of course, I was always a Cowboys fan, but I never hardly watched them. But and I always tell everybody, you can't play my Cowboys team. My Cowboys team, the players are Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett, Drew Pearson. You can't play my team. My team would kick your butt.
So it's Monday?
it says this
Not
coming
Sunday?
Monday.
Oh.
So where not to go, Bubba.
So it's not
This coming
so it's not on Sunday.
I
Okay.
thought it was on. No, she says Monday.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna have to check my DoorDashes. They might have promotions. No, I don't want it. No. That's like driving in the snow. It's like, no, we're getting too close to the end. I don't need stress. No, or an accident. No.
There you go.
Yeah, Bubba, you make extra money, man. You need to get some more treasure on Earth here, man.
Shoot. Man. We just got that puppy dog.
You might have to go then. 'Cause that's
Better
how
go
I
check
get
on my
it.
wife. Make sure that puppy unscratched her to death so she bleeds out.
Oh.
You got her
Yeah.
all them 2 toys, and
Oh my gosh.
I got some of that bitter apple spray. I'm gonna spray on stuff.
Now she's thinking, is it Sunday?
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. What's today? Today's the 7th, I think.
Yes, today's the 7th.
Sunday, yes, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I feel like rolling dice. So it's tomorrow. Well,
So it's tomorrow. What is tomorrow? What are y'all talking about? Is the Super Bowl tomorrow?
I don't know.
That's what I'm looking at. Give me
Oh,
a second.
Omaha wanted Monday after a holiday.
Omaha.
It says 5:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Oh, so it's
Don't go out,
tomorrow.
Bubba. It's just Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, maybe I'll be done by
it's
6:30.
tomorrow. Here we go. Sunday system.
Do I need Velveeta or something? Is there in there
And
some
yeah,
rule?
she's
This is Bubba. This is another example of the days getting cut short.
You know what?
yeah.
I'm gonna be if the Super Bowl is tomorrow. I'm gonna be keeping an eye on Twitter because I remember a couple of years ago during Super Bowl is the night while no one was watching. That was the night that Biden secretly moved out all of our troops from Afghanistan. We had to go back in, get some people out, come back out. So something I'm expecting then some major movements. Okay, so it's tomorrow night. Okay. That kind of makes sense. Right before Netanyahu was supposed to come, emergency on Wednesday.
It's
Well, I
super
want to keep up with you on that, Bubba. Well, I guess I just watch your Telegram, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up, man. I need to do a video. Maybe
Bubba can't even keep up.
I
don't think anybody can. Nobody can keep up.
There's a lot I don't share because I'm like, I can't verify it. I'm like,
Eclipse like, there may be something secretly happening.
I know. That's the other thing. People are already talking on Twitter. Why is he suddenly coming on Wednesday? Is it a distraction?
Yeah. You know how one hand does something, the other hand's doing something else.
Yeah.
So,
it's all acting to fool the people that watch it. And
okay. Well, you can't. I don't know if you can. Man, this is terrible. Hold on. I gotta change my display settings here.
All right, let me get.
Yeah, take that off for a second.
God.
I think my computer is. Yeah.
Well, here you go. Sunday. No, Sherry. Sherry says supposedly Trump will be at the Super Bowl. I like that one too. Aliens supposedly years ago, yeah. How about if the aliens land on the Super Bowl while they're still playing? That would be wonderful. I'm sorry. I'm making a joke about it all, but I think it's hilarious. It's funny.
Maybe it's just too much to do. Yeah, you can pull it back up. I have it set right here.
Okay.
I think this Bubba was just a prime minister meeting with the U.S. president on Wednesday, a week earlier than planned. And then Witkoff and Kushner on the aircraft carrier Lincoln. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
I still say Kushner might be the Antichrist, but everybody says no. I said, I don't know. He sure is acting kind of funny.
Are you saying Kushner was on that and landed there? Bubba, you're muted. Bubba, you're muted.
Bubba.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, it was Kushner. It was Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff and CENTCOM commander Bradley Cooper. And Bradley Cooper had arrived in Amman, Jordan this past week. Then he arrived in Israel to meet. Then he flew to Oman to be there yesterday for their talks. And he joined Kushner. And so those three, the head of CENTCOM, Central Command, Bradley Cooper, Jared Kushner, and Witkoff, they were in Oman doing the U.S. side of the briefing talks for the nuclear negotiations. And this is huge optics to Iran saying this is diplomacy, but we're right here.
Wow.
That's impressive. That's crazy. That just blows your mind, doesn't it? Just throws you away.
That's just sinking into my head what you're saying, because that Abraham Lincoln, that's the one that's sitting off over there near Iran, right?
Yeah. They're in the Arabian Sea right now, and they're staying more than 500 miles from Iran's coast, and they're positioned basically in the middle between Iran and the Houthis. So they're staying out of range of the majority of their actually aircraft carriers sinking rockets and technology. There's some things that they have that, and the U.S. knows that. Iran has some surprises for the U.S. And they say that the aircraft carrier Lincoln is unsinkable.
Oh, wow.
We've heard that before.
Yeah, what was it called? The Titanic, right?
But just our naval presence in the arena, they have 450 Tomahawks ready to go to target Iranian sites, over hundreds of Iranian sites. From
Yep.
military personnel to bases to radars to rocket infrastructure to, that's not even including our Air Force.
What
with
about that?
bunker busters?
Yeah, but what about that plane that took off from Tehran, went to Russia? Was the Ayatollah on that one?
I don't think he was. I don't think he was yet. Because some people, I don't think he's going to leave. It's possible. It's possible. Because he could flee to Iran or Russia, just like, Abbas did. Or not Mahmoud Abbas, but Assad did of Syria. So it's possible.
Wow.
Wow.
It's just blowing all out.
The U.S. wants to take out the Ayatollah and change the regime. But taking out the Ayatollah would cause literally an Islamic holy war. Because taking out the Ayatollah for the Shiite side of Islam is like taking out the Pope of Catholicism. That would affect so many people globally.
Ah. Well, right here on that next story of yours, here it says Iran claims it has new equipment to force the enemy to retreat. Is that what you're talking? Why they're saying 500?
Well, that's this is just what came out today, but yeah, through my research and stuff, yeah. The things I've seen the past couple of days on Twitter and the pictures of where the agent or where they are, the aircraft carrier.
Wow.
So is it possible that it could reach that far? 500 miles?
Yeah, they have stuff that could do that. Yeah. And they do have some hypersonics that would take it out, and the U.S. would not be able to defend against it. Because something coming at Mach 8, that aircraft carrier and the destroyer and the other things with it will have a very hard time taking it out.
Wow.
Anything above Mach 5 times the speed of sound, in the 5 to 8 range, it's possible, but it gets very tricky. Anything above Mach 8 is almost impossible to shoot down. Because it's coming in because they shoot it literally into the exoatmosphere, and it has these different gliding paths, so it can come in and evade some of the technology that the United States has. Iran has technology to evade it.
Wow.
So, and when it comes down, it hits the ground at Mach 8 at least. And this is why Israel, the videos when Iran last attacks, and some of these missiles look like they're coming in, it looks like AI because it's traveling so fast. No, that's a missile. That's going, that fast.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, you take that out.
Yeah.
But how fast was that weapon that Russia used in Ukraine? Remember the one that
that one was pushing higher than 8. That was traveling your 16-ish, 15 to 16 Mach. Yeah.
Really?
Because the Russian thing, that thing's insanity. Yeah. That thing is nuts.
But it
basically
wasn't fully
vaporizes everything it hits. Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't fully armed though, really.
No.
I mean, it was kind of like flying a stripped down Model A or something.
Yeah.
Just demonstrating
Yes.
how quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you really want to go there. We have every side has surprises for the other. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of those things. It goes back to what Philip saw. That one that was coming across, and it was going to hit something else, but it exploded and was hit by something Star Wars like, and it exploded in the atmosphere over Milwaukee. So there are those weapons that I think both sides have. Like even Trump was almost bragging about how quickly they went and got Maduro, just like that. You know what I'm saying? And they use weapons that nobody's even heard of or something. I don't know what the whole story was there.
Wow.
But, and didn't we take out a Russian satellite or something? We just destroyed a Russian satellite.
I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it. There's something too that just got me thinking, because if this thing, and Israel's talking about if Iran starts their stuff with launching on Israel, Israel will retaliate. And this is the first time I've ever seen Israel use this lingo, but talking about using their land-based ballistic missiles against Iran. So we're talking Israel could very possibly in the near future be firing off its Jericho 2 hypersonic ballistic missiles to Iran. And if one of those hits Bushehr, and here's the other thing, because I believe something's coming that will affect the Bushehr, which brings that radiation, which I believe will be part of this catastrophic thing that's coming. It looks like it's going to be, whatever's coming is going to be a humanitarian crisis. And if I'm conjecturing, but it appears that it could be something nuclear. And if it is, the way the radiation pattern comes across the Persian Gulf within 16 to 18 to 20 hours, it's into Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia is the leader of the Sunnis of Islam. So, since Saudi Arabia is now being affected and its people could start dying from radiation leak, this could get Saudi quickly on board to want to attack Israel, Psalm 83 style. You have Jordan on the board of peace and Egypt. Here we go.
Well, that's what's happening. Right? I mean, I'd like to look at Earthmaster and stuff, or some of those others, and see what kind of earthquake activities happening, if any, over underneath that Bushehr. Because God says, "I will break the bow of Elam."
Yeah.
So sometimes when He says "I," He's using other people to do it, and then there's times that God Himself.
Like the reason I think it's militarily is because he does say, I will, but he also says, I will send the sword after them until I have consumed them. And the sword is a military term. That's why we get the conjecture that it could be the U.S. and Israel attack scenario. So, yeah.
But after them, wherever they go, but maybe they flee after,
they get scattered to every nation.
After God breaks it,
Yeah. And something's going to happen to God breaking their bow, because God is going to attack or cause something to cause that their bow to be broken, their launchers for their arrows to be broken. Something is going to happen. And something's coming. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It could be a crazy malfunction. It could be an Israeli-U.S. God thing. It could be a full-on God thing. I don't know. The U.S. could have some EMP stuff that could just totally disable it. I don't know. It's going to get nuts. And I saw some comments, but whatever's coming, it's going to get squirrely. Yeah.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Deidre. That's so sweet.
Your youngest son.
36.
Yeah, they still have that laser going. They have it deployed now, and they're keeping it secret. They're waiting for the Hezbollah drones and missiles to get launched.
Man, Gibb just said there was a 3.7 20 hours ago in that region. Wow.
Yeah, and the whole Bushehr nuclear power plant literally sits on the edge of where 2 or 3 tectonic plates converge that area, and it's a very historically prone earthquake area as well. Yeah.
That's
but those across the Persian Gulf understand the catastrophic possibility of a radiation leak, because their drinking water will be poisoned.
Ooh, that's gonna be bad.
Wow.
And for they don't do they do a lot of desalinization in order to have drinking water. And if that's poisoned in their plants and they have no way to drink water,
Yeah.
no bueno.
That's it.
In the
Yeah.
desert on top of it, oh
That's-
boy, that'll cause war in a hurry. I mean,
the only place they can get water is the cactus. You can get water from the cactus, but
who's going to want to go outside and get radiation as the cloud moves across you?
there you go. There you go. That's crazy.
There's
Wow.
going to be a lot of deaths. There's going to be a lot of cancer, and this is why I believe that's why the Bible says that to no nation will the outcasts of Elam not go, because they will be scattered. But God could prevent it. I don't know how, but the way that the winds come from that Zagros Mountains, it always looks like it comes down and it will blow from the Persian Gulf into those Gulf states where there's U.S. interest and U.S. allies. So it won't be good. But God could use it just to confine and condemn that area of Elam to cause just that region to be spread abroad as well. So I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Either way, we're the prophecies are told to us in Daniel 12:4 and Daniel 12:9, telling Daniel, seal this up. This is not for you to know, but in the end, they will understand.
Yeah.
I'm writing this down because these prophecies that are sealed to them, it will be starting to be revealed, and I believe that's. It's just each day the puzzle pieces feel like they're coming into line. It's like it's exciting. It's Maranatha. I mean,
Yeah. I
I
know.
remember seeing the planet, and they just showed the planet, and they said there's something going on, and they showed all the regions, and they said it kind of looks like the planet's about ready to blow apart because it looks like puzzle pieces coming out, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. Puzzle pieces coming out, like it's kind of like blowing itself up from inside. Now the moon is also having moonquakes, and they just said they have volcanoes going off in the oceans, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
how much worse
yeah.
can it be?
oh yeah.
Yeah, El Salvador has a volcanic 4.3 quake,
Oh,
but
it's
it's
coming.
in the ocean.
It's coming. There's this whole section of the entire planet that is the longest since like the 1800s that they've been recording in this area. It's now approaching 10 months that they have not had a 6.7 or greater. And it literally covers 90% of the earth.
Well, whenever I was on I was on a live or whatever, and I was mentioning that, when I was out on my back and the moon looked like it was shaking or whatever, and then Derek texted me afterwards. He finished listening to the live that I was on, and he said that wasn't the moon shaking, that was the earth wobbling like a drunkard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, that didn't even occur to me, because when I was standing out there, I literally saw the moon, and I thought, is that a drone or something? And I was looking at it, and it literally, and I called my wife out there, and I looked at it right up against a tree, a stationary object, and you could see it moving. And then of course other people said, well, there's moonquakes happening too or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah, the guys I'm following, they're looking for a mega quake to hit the northeast of Tokyo soon because the plates are jammed. And they know it. And they're looking at a 10.3. And when you Google 10.3, they say it's physically impossible. But it's not, because he expects this to go, this entire rift of this plate to shift. It's literally, there's going to be almost a 3,000 foot section of the trench in the Ring of Fire that's going to be shifted from the plates moving. A 10.3 and the tsunami and all the Psyche waves and the hitting of the West Coast and the blah, blah, blah,
Yeah, right.
So something's coming, yeah.
Yeah.
And even reading in the 12 judgments of the sixth seal, there in Revelation 6:12 through 17, there's 6 different judgments. And even in that period, there's going to be a mega earthquake on the entire planet where every single island and every single mountain is going to be moved out of its place.
Wow. Yeah.
That sounds almost like a Dutch sense total crustal displacement where the earth like shifts almost to like a back to a Garden of Eden style kind of scenario.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, it could be kind of getting ready for the flatness to come back together for the millennial reign.
Right. The Pangea.
Yeah.
Because there's not going to be any more seas, right? During the millennial reign?
During the eternal order.
Or the
Yeah,
eternal. You think there
Like
might be,
Revelation 21, 22, yeah.
so there might be seas still during.
Yeah.
the
And
mul-
even we
It's
know
when
the
the sea is
Mediterranean
there.
is active. We know that the Dead Sea is active, and the millennial reign in Revelation or Ezekiel 47 is so cool because the Dead Sea is so full of fish, people can't keep up with their nets. They are fishing in the Dead Sea and the river that goes up to it. It's so cool. And we read in Zechariah 14 how the Mount of Olives splits east to west, and it separates and goes north and goes south. It is basically a valley for those in the remnant of Petra to be able to come into Jerusalem. And the fresh water springs from the Temple Mount towards the Mediterranean, and it
Wow.
also spreads towards the Dead Sea. And then we read about God's visitor temple, the fourth temple that's going to be there. That thing, when you do the dimensions, is humongous.
Yeah.
It's 7 miles by 7 miles, basically 50 square
Mhm.
miles in size. God's visitor center, and the temple sits inside of it. And it talks about the gates that you enter and you exit out of. But we read in Zechariah 14 down there, I believe in verses 7 through 11, where the tongue or the city of David, the tongue of Israel, down from the Temple Mount, moves up to support the millennial temple. It's all there. It's so cool.
That's gonna be huge.
We're about to be
Clifton
out of
wants
here,
to
man.
ask
That's
this
all I know.
question.
Yeah, exactly. Old man Gibbs. Yeah, if a 10 even goes off, yeah, tidal waves. Yeah, it'll be nutty. It'll be nuts, Professor. Yeah,
Yep.
Clips was asking you guys a question. That's why
those
it's
pills
up there.
break it up.
It's wormwood nukes that poison the water or actually asteroid.
Something. Poison the water. Yeah.
I think that was wormwood, isn't it? That,
Yeah.
He was asking if it's
because
wormwood.
it talks about the fresh waters. Yeah. And that almost sounds like 1/3 of the fresh waters. And it talks about like it almost sounds like it's isn't it? And,
Yeah,
and
a third
it almost sounds like 1/3 of the
ship.
earth, 1/3 of the earth is poisoned or something because of this asteroid and the crud that fills the water supply or something. I don't know.
I know, man. It's like it's like
This is
oh my
nuts.
That's
goodness.
what I'm saying. I don't think any of us can comprehend the
No.
judgments God has planned. Literally.
Nope.
We only have chapter 6 to 18 to try to read and try to understand.
That's why I don't want.
I think that's why God left it to only that many chapters because it's basically a left behind guide to those left behind. Like you're gonna have to flee for your lives. You're not gonna have really a chance to be studying much and learning much. I mean, because it's gonna be crazy town for you because they're gonna be hunted down. And those are like, oh, I'm gonna live off, on my plot of land. I don't think so. Yeah, I mean the judgment's coming. It's gonna be crazy town. Yeah, I would not want to be here.
Yeah,
Come quickly, Lord Jesus. My goodness.
Amen.
No, I know.
And that's the other thing because the book of Revelation is very specific in a sense. But you would think if the church was supposed to go through the tribulation, there would be detailed instructions for what the church should be doing, where the church should go, how the church should prepare, how she should be hiding. I mean, you know what I mean? And that's not anywhere.
Nope.
People try to read into it in Matthew 24, but you can't fit the entire church into Petra. But you can fit 1/3 of the Jews in there.
Wow.
The global church.
Wow.
Yep. That is right. So yeah.
Man.
That's just crazy.
Oh,
I knew Stephen be like,
my head hurts, man. Just trying to. I mean,
I know how I
Like-
feel when I have to.
it's like I
place
just
to
I
place
just want to go outside and just sit and feed my chickens. That's it.
Right. Right.
This is all too much. But that's why I'll just turn on my 10-hour prophecy thing and just walk away from it, man, and just don't even. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're that yabba dabba doo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've
It
read that.
feels so much to
I've-
blow out, doesn't it? You just
And I've
think
read-
about it. Man, it's just coming so fast. Everything's just going so fast. I've never seen it go fast. It's like, I'm like, last year it was like, man, is it still Monday? I'm just so slow. And this week, my son's like, is today Tuesday? I said, no, man, it's Saturday. He's like,
I
are you
know.
serious?
I know.
Because it does not feel like it. It feels like we've lost so many days and just going so fast.
I can't keep up with what day it is anymore.
Yeah,
I
me
can't.
neither.
On one of those days, we spring forward.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I tell you,
No, and then that'll throw me off too. Unless we're gone.
I remember we were just complaining about the falling back. I hate it because I'm out of whack.
Oh,
The time change.
Yeah, when we did that happy birthday thing with Barbara on the, and then it turned into it not turned into, it was a great birthday thing, but then I never fully understood what the Mandela effect was until
man, that was
Michael Pels explained it to me, and then it just totally sunk in. I'd heard about the Ben Stein stain thing before, but it never
Yeah.
really sunk in till mirror mirror on the wall, and
Oh,
then
brother.
Yeah.
Luke, I'm your father, and all those other different things. And then when it finally sunk in, I was just like, I never understood what the Mandela effect was fully. I'd always heard about it, oh, Mandela effect, but
A lot of it's our media too, and I've listened to these news reports. These people, listen to them. You can tell them like they do these certain highs and then their lows. So and so for Channel 6 News. I mean, they do this weird, and it's a mind control programming that they learn, and I think it all ties into that whole Mandela thing. It's a mind screw.
wow.
Satan's the author of confusion, duh. And Satan is the prince of the power of the air waves. I mean,
Seeks to change times and seasons.
Same thing with our Wi-Fi and our technology, the prince of the power of the air. And I find it so cool that one of the final judgments in the bowls, when you read it, is that God pours out his judgment on the air.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, doesn't that blow you off, doesn't it? I was reading that and I had to
What
reread
scripture
it
is that?
twice.
Whoa, what scripture is that?
Revelation.
Hold on, you're gonna make me get my Bible. I'll tell you what. It's Revelation. I go inside because
See, these are those little rabbit trail things. Just like I'm like, what? It's like the whole how the whole Mandela effect thing took off with me. I'm like, what?
Oh, the air. That's right. Okay. Here we go.
Did you find it?
AIR. Bingo. Yeah, Revelation 16:17. Oh, it's the grand finale too. How cool is that?
Poured out his vial into the air.
Right.
Okay, hold on now. Right here, it's saying, and there, I've already changed but anyway, and there were voices and thunders. Is this in lightnings? No. Back to in the seventh day into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven. Okay, is that talking about that mirror, you know, what's on as it is on earth.
No, it's so cool.
So it is in heaven.
Yeah, yeah. The seventh angel poured out his bowl upon the air, and a loud voice came out of the temple from the throne saying, "It is done."
Right.
What did Jesus say on the cross? It is finished. What is this saying to God's wrath? It is done. It is now time for joyful millennial.
Right.
Because now we wrap up, because this is the final bowl.
Mm-hmm. That blows you away, doesn't it?
It is done. The wrath is now done.
Mm-hmm. That's why when I was reading Revelation, you know, I was trying to study it, and I'm like, wait, read that again. So I read it again, and then I read it
That's
one
so
more time.
cool.
I'm like, wow.
That's what I'm saying. The book of
wow.
Revelation is my favorite, man, because it's literally like the circuit board that holds the previous 65 books together. Because it culminates in such a beautiful grand finale. I mean, it's so cool.
That's so wild.
I mean, the book of Revelation, it tells us what the book is about. It's
Right.
not about judgment. It's not about our charts.
Okay,
Revelation
and then
1 verse 1, it's all about the apocalypsis, the revealing, the revelation of Jesus Christ. The whole entire book is all about Jesus Christ. It's so cool.
and what I just saw in this, because you know, there's that other study about, you know, Mystery Babylon or whatever, and this other study that my friend did, my Messianic buddy, you know, and he proved through scripture that Mystery Babylon is Israel. And when I'm reading in this, it's saying in Revelations, I went on, you know, Revelation 16:19, and the great city was divided into three parts.
Right.
Yeah, and that earthquake, yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and,
it's a big earthquake.
and great,
It's
get
split up.
that, and great Babylon came into remembrance before God, and give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the great city, you know, and it's mentioning Babylon,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
and
And it's
it's right
very
in the east. And
possible that Babylon is Jerusalem because the Antichrist.
Right.
I know,
And all his 28 cargoes that he ships around in Revelation 18:13.
And if you think about that, all those that drank of, you know, or whatever, because those first 3.5 years, you know, Israel's going to be the powerhouse of the world.
Right.
Right.
And that's why I don't think that America is a shadow of it. It's a type of Mystery Babylon.
But there's something coming where the Antichrist in Israel is going to be pointed eastward towards Babylon. There's something to it. I can't even describe it. There's something to it. There's something to it. I don't know. This is wild. I'm up for whatever, but it's just again. I think as we get closer to the day, people are going to have these little nuggets and light bulbs, and the Holy Spirit's just going to move and be like, ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
And that's why everybody's giving out all the hard copy Bibles, like, Chris, Global Rapture Watchers, this, that, and the other. And we all just need to be in our lane, moving, so that the Holy Spirit has something to work with. That's because if we don't move, if we're sitting still, then the Holy Spirit has nothing to work with, and just what you're doing, Bubba, what I'm doing, what Barbara's doing, everybody,
getting the gospel out there. Got to.
That's it.
Have to get that out there. All right, gentlemen, I hate to tell you this, but I have to get off because my daughter's got to take her pills and she didn't take them without me.
Aww.
I know.
Hold on. Where's the clip? Barbara, we're only halfway through.
Yeah, he's only halfway through.
Well, I'm going to be doing this every Saturday now, Thursday and Saturday. So, but Saturday's like the relaxed day. Thursday's just, whatever. It's just fun, I guess. But Saturdays are just about animals and
Bingo.
Bible and stuff. So that's what we're going to do on Saturdays
Well,
because everybody
yeah,
likes to get together. So
that'll give me an hour break because I'm gonna go on with KG at
Right.
5
yeah,
and just take a chill pill and not look at all this stuff and
Yeah.
just play some Bible trivia. I mean, that's gonna be
are we
fun.
doing videos at all? I gave him a whole bunch of little videos,
Ow.
and I'm like,
No, he can't present on there. I
On
mean, if we
his-
were to do the live on a
on
different
yours.
channel through my StreamYard, I mean, I still can't. But we don't have
Right.
access to all of that, and
Okay,
uh,
I'm just asking.
so anyway,
Everybody else does too.
I'm gonna go in there and just hang out with him for a little
Okay.
while, and then later, there may be another live popping off with me and Derek Vineborn and Mark
Mhm.
later. We were talking about maybe 7:30 ish,
Ish.
somewhere there, 7:30 ish to 8 or something. And so, yeah, so I'll get a little hour break and drink me another 4 or 5 Red Bulls. And yeah,
You'll probably need him this time.
man, I want to get on another hangout with you, Bubba, sometime, man, and we'll just chew the fat.
All right, we're gonna
Bubba muted himself again.
All
Bubba
right, I
muted.
get too excited.
I know. I get so excited sometimes, man, and I get such tears of joy, and I just start like bawling,
Yeah.
And it's like, oh,
Can't wait till we go home. I know.
I know.
All right,
I
everyone.
know.
Thank
I'm
you all for
excited to be
being
with our
here.
Lord, man.
I love you coming in.
And thank all you guys for being here. Barbara, thank you for having us. And sorry, I just kind of
I'm
we got
so
off
happy
the app.
that y'all came in. This is great.
And the Super Bowl's
love
tomorrow.
talking about
Okay.
Revelations. Me and Bubba always love talking
Oh,
about
the Book of Revelation is so
Man, we
beautiful,
go
so
all out. We
cool.
just keep going with that. It's just crazy. But we're going to get going because Steven needs to rest.
Okay.
Bubba needs to go out and do his.
Bubba, good to see you. Good to see you, Bubba. I love you,
Good-
bro. And
good to
if we're
be
still
seen.
here, I'll see you I'll see you before then sometime on one of these lives, but we'll get to hang out in April. That'll be cool.
Yay!
Yeah. All right, guys. Have fun. Love you so
All right.
much.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Okay.